5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it's live.
This is Leicester Till I Die TV. Watch and subscribe on YouTube and listen on your podcast platform.
Hello! Yes, it's me. I will be there in a minute. I'm here. Hello, good afternoon. Let me get it right this time. Good evening, good morning, good night, good day, goodbye. Hello. Wherever you are in the world, one of those will apply to you. Yes, it will. Something a little bit different we're doing today. Leicester played last night. I'm going to be joined by Brad at about 2:30. And basically, we're just going to take you through the day's sports. We're going to talk football news. We're going to talk Leicester City, a lot of. And we'll be looking at, well, for example, West Ham are away at Arsenal today. Bournemouth are taking on Wolves. Ipswich are at Tottenham, looking to do the double over Tottenham. Southampton are at home to South Coast rivals Brighton. So there's a lot of games that affect us today. And it's sad and probably an indictment of where we are as a club at the moment that we are relying on other clubs to do us favours. Again. When it's getting pathetic. It really is. It's totally and utterly getting pathetic. Gray, hi Gray, how you doing? Yeah, still got the cough, but it's nothing. It's nothing. Of course, Forest are going to be playing tomorrow in the 2:00 kickoff away at Newcastle. That could be a good game. Both sides will be after the win there. But let's take you through what's happened this weekend so far in the old footy. Of course, last night it was Leicester City 0, Brentford 4, as if I needed to remind you. At the moment, it's half-time at Goodison Park, and Everton, who are absolutely flying, are beating Manchester United 2-0. Manchester United are doing their best to prove that Leicester aren't the only shit club in the division at the moment. Well, when I say play, Gray, I do kind of, in the loosest possible terms, of course. Right, so let's see what else is happening. In the Scottish Premier League, Celtic are losing. Hibernian 2, Celtic 0. Wow, turn up for the book there. Championship so far with the early kickoffs, Derby County 0, Millwall 0, Plymouth Argyle 0, Cardiff City and Will Alves 1, Sunderland 0, Hull City 0. And let's not forget that last night, we had a few championship games last night. We had two, in fact. Bristol City beat Middlesbrough 2-1, and Burnley stuffed Sheffield Wednesday 4-0. So Burnley and Leicester going to be swapping places again by the look of it. Fortunately, so are Leeds, but there we go. Let's have a look. We go down into League One. It's Reading 0, Birmingham City 0, Rotherham 0, Barnsley 0. League Two, Crewe Alexandra 1, Barrow 0, Morecambe 0, Walsall 0. And there you are. You're up to date with all the scores around the country at the moment. Of course, we'll bring these up to date as soon as we can. Let me just make sure that this is up to date. And Reece Williams has been sent off for Morecambe. Ooh. Like I said, I think the shock so far, is it a shock that Manchester United are losing? Don't know. Right. Well, look. Let's talk Leicester, shall we, for a bit? We're the new Burnley. Manchester United are pants as well. Maybe a club should merge. Do you know what? The Lanzarote football top was red and blue. That really, really looked the business. I couldn't find one to buy though. So let's look at last night. I put a few things up on social media, and I can't bring them up today, but I just want to sort of maybe go through some of those points, and I will go through them probably again later when Brad comes in. But full time, we know it was 4-0. Man of the match, Bilal El Khanous. Yeah, he was my second. I've got to say, Koulibaly was probably my first choice. What he was, but the team performance. Now, this is from the guy Alan. Look, Alan's in his 70s, bless him. He's been to games probably before most fans were born. He knows what he's talking about, and he gave the performance a 1. Gray, you've given them a 0 there, and I appreciate it. But they've got a 1. They got a 1 officially. I mean, I gave them a half for that first few minutes. Brad obviously went -10, and Tom, God knows what game he was watching, he gave them a 5 for the performance. Pissed again. And I've got, look, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to see, actually, if I can actually load these up. So just bear with me a moment, gentlefolk. So do watch along. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, your call is important to us. There are a few points I want to bring up. It is kicked off into the second half, by the way. It's still 2-0 at the moment. Now, the good news is, well, I've got to say, look, we're fickle as fans, aren't we? I wanted Cooper in. I thought he was probably the best chance of keeping us up. And let's be honest with you, we still only need to get to 17th. Cooper, wasn't doing very well. The decision was taken, and I think we all sort of felt maybe were we a little bit entitled in saying that we should have been doing better than we were. But we'd had enough of Cooper, got rid of Cooper, brought Van Nistelrooy in. They both had a 20% win rate before I went on my holidays, but who is better? I really don't know. Was it that bad under Cooper? He was getting draws, and those draws could be the games that might have kept us up. Ruud van Nistelrooy, we've conceded more goals under Ruud van Nistelrooy than under Cooper. I agree to a point there, Gray. We're not going to finish well. I think we're down, I have to say. I can't. What gets me is that when Rude took over, and look, we know this isn't his team. We know his PSR has not been able to buy players in, etc., etc., etc. But he still had the chance to try different things. Right. I want to just I want to actually just bring another picture up here. There we go. You don't know what you're doing. I put this up on my social media earlier. The man is a clown. Picks the same losers every week. It's not working. Picks the same formation every week. Not working. Talks bullshit. He does. Even Kate's saying this now. Promises to play youth, and we never see them. He has no plan B, and to be honest, probably no plan A either. He's tactically inept, and he makes abysmal substitutions. I rest my case. I really, really rest my case. We don't defend. We don't score. You know, we've got a guy in the under-23s that scored a hat-trick the other day, and we're sticking with a 38-year-old who doesn't know where the net is anymore. Totally great. 103, exactly. And I was speaking to a Manchester United fan earlier, and because obviously they feel the same way about Amorim. And I've said I'd be quite happily swap him because he was saying, "Oh, you've got to give Rude a chance," blah blah blah. And I said, "Well, swap him then. Have him back." I honestly, I just don't think this man. You know, sometimes we look at managers, don't we? And we go like, "Well, could they do it on a wet weekend at Stoke, on a Tuesday night or whatever?" Obviously Tuesdays aren't weekends, but you know what I mean. And when you look at a manager, and you're blaming the players, okay. Tony 109 million% plus another 57% on top of that. Definition of his insanity doing the same thing and hoping for a different result. I've said that so many times. That's going to be my new catchphrase, I think. There are things he can do, and that's the annoying thing. He's not doing what he could be doing. And it's all very well here saying, well, look, it's the players' fault. Oh, Rude, if it's not working with the players we've got, change it around. Bring some of the youngsters in. Try playing players in the right positions. James Justin. I really, really expected yesterday when I saw that lineup that Koulibaly would be starting on the left and Christensen on the right, because that's a sort of wank of a decision. No, I know what you're saying, Gray, and I don't know if anybody. It's like, we blamed Ian Holloway for going down to League One that time, and the next season he took Blackpool up to the Premier League. So it wasn't a bad manager, was he? It was a shit team, and I grant you all that. But when we were bad under Pearson, remember we were bottom of the Premier League longer than any team that has ever survived. But what we saw each week was fight. This team couldn't fight its way out of a wet, soggy brown paper bag. So the manager must be looking at that and going, well, okay, you guys aren't doing it. And let's be honest with you, this is where it becomes Rude's problem and not the players. He's picking the same players every week in the same positions. Try something new. Vardy is in there on reputation. He's certainly not in there on form. So, yeah, if the players have got no hunger, then let let's do something about it. I mean, we've had bad managers before. Frank McClintock, totally. But if the players have got no hunger, change the players. Bring the youth players through. What have we got to lose? Under that Nigel Pearson side, I saw they fight week in, week out. And if this team were putting that sort of effort up, I'd be happy. Do you remember the teams under Martin O'Neill? Now, we used to have O'Neill time, didn't we? Absolutely. He wouldn't let you stop playing at 70 minutes or whatever it was. And he'd bloody make sure you started playing. This team, there's no fight in it. The team that got relegated showed more fight than this did. This team did. We've let Alves go. He should be in this fucking starting lineup. But at least when he's on, he runs at the team. All these players, Monga. Clark, is it? And forgive me, I can't remember the name of the guy that scored the hat-trick the other day. Why aren't these players starting? Okay, maybe Rudy's scared that, he played the youngsters and we got relegated. Well, he's playing the fucking first teamers and we're going to get relegated. Yeah, they were arguing amongst themselves, and I was so disgusted. All I could see for the fourth goal was Faye's not moving, and the ball went out, and we watched it go out and didn't even attempt to try and block it and just let the ball go past him. But apparently, Samara did a bad tackle that didn't really go anywhere as well. Maybe if somehow they could actually fight the opposition, maybe that would be good. Frank McClintock was a Dire Foxes manager. Yes, it is. I don't know if I put this up, Tony. The old adage, don't change a winning side. Rule goes along with that, but don't change a losing one. I mean, look how bad Everton have been. If you take the league table since David Moyes came back, they are top of the league. And they were a bit of a turd of a side, weren't they? Well done to David Moyes and Everton. The stats don't lie. 9 hours at home, no goals, 6 home games, lose 15-0 on aggregate. We lose 8-1 on aggregate to Brentford. It's there. It is there. I'll just do these for you, then we'll do an update on the scores. These couldn't keep up a balloon up. No, they couldn't. I can. I mean, I didn't know that, but exactly. That's because we've got a wanker as a manager. Tony Smith. Yes, it was Jake Evans. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm going to tell you when I'm going to play Jake Evans, said Ruud van Nistelrooy. The normal bullshit coming out of this fucking gob. It might be Dutch bullshit, but bullshit is bullshit. And my God, can Ruud talk bullshit? Yeah, he is. Totally. Let me show you this because, I know as Leicester fans, we like to hate people and hate on players, but I put this up earlier. Wanted, dead or alive, and that's a picture of Outface in a prison outfit, wanted for impersonating a Leicester City Football Club defender. This is the guy who, on one of the international breaks, played for Belgium, which is obviously his team, and a Belgium national paper gave one of their own players a 0 in the ratings. Do you know who that player was? Yep, Wout Faes. That's how fucking awful he is. The guy is a loser. The guy can't play. I do joke about I want him taken out, and I want him taken out permanently. Somebody please get a hitman. This guy should never wear a Leicester shirt again. But Ruud van Nistelrooy keeps picking him. Oh, I haven't got anybody else. Yeah, Cody's not brilliant. Vestergaard, as much as I loved him last season, and I did think he took a lot of unfair criticism, I am admitting, and I said right at the start of the season, I don't think he's a Premier League defender. He got outrun for one of the goals. He can't run past the chicken, let's be honest with you, Vestergaard. So you've got to say, well, hang on, who's he going to put in those positions? Maybe one of the youth players. Maybe the women won. The women beat Aston Villa 3-0. Maybe we should put some of the women in the men's team. Can we merge them together so that we can actually have some players that know how to fight and know how to win? Because this guy here, tosser, get out of my club. Never, ever darken our doors again. Great. Yeah, Manga should be given a go. How is an international? I think that he believes his own publicity. Right. Let's just go through some updated scores. I'm not sure what we got up to be honest with you. Crew are 1-0 up at Barrow. Cardiff have gone 1-0 up at Plymouth. Those are all half times. Crew are now, it's now Crew 2, Barrow 0. Lowry scoring a penalty on 50 minutes. Allen has scored for Walsall away at Morecambe. They are now 1-0 up. Demetrius Gutas is off for Cardiff for professional foul. Last man at 53 minutes. Alvaz is 0, Espanyol 0 in La Liga. Newtown AFC have gone 1-0 up against Aberystwyth. And then Jack Thorne has just got sent off for Aberystwyth Town. So their troubles go from worse to worse. And Plymouth have just equalised against Cardiff. Of course, Cardiff are down to 10 men. Plymouth have equalised 1-1. Yeah, exactly. At least if we'd had a points deduction, we could blame that, couldn't we? Dino, hi Dino, how you doing? Greg is in. Hi, Greg. Should be giving our youth a try. We've just been saying, yeah. Why we're not? What have we got to lose? I know I'm sounding like a broken record here, but I'll go back to when we played. I think it was Watford in the FA Cup a couple of seasons ago under Brenda. COVID season, I think it was, and we actually had to put the youth out because we hadn't got enough fit players, and we beat Watford, who were a Premier League team at the time, 3-1, something like that, 4-1. We brought all the big names back the following week, and Forest stuffed us. 4-0, was it? Joke. Why not try some of the youth players? We're down anyway, so at least probably next season we'll probably be under management plans from the EFL and transfer embargoes. We might have to sell some of these players. I would want to buy most of them, though. God only knows. Let's get the youth in ready to go. LCFC Forever is in. Hello. Yes, we lose every week, but at least my least favourite club, Man United, can cheer me up after they lose it. Well, they're still losing 2-0. 62 minutes gone in that game. Like I say, I wish I could say it's almost the point that if we'd taken the points deduction, we could blame that. Might as well try and use players up to be here next season. Yeah, exactly, Greg. Exactly. the Deadwood stage. The Deadwood stage is rolling to the town holy, which we probably are. It is a totally mismanaged club, which is why I put this up earlier. Grow a pair. Save our club. Sack those who aren't ruining us. We are heading the way that Leeds United went. Now I've got to say, I'm going to back this up. This is what I put on my social media earlier. We love you and your family, Top, and what they have done for the club. But difficult decisions need to be made to save our club from following what happened to Leeds United, who, remember, like us, sailed too close to the sun, got burnt, and ended up in the third tier. The people running the club are letting you down and ruining your father's legacy. No fabricated internal inquiry. Tough decisions are needed. Can you make them? We are struggling financially, and yet Susan Whelan, who's looking after the business side of the club, is still in situ. All the only good thing Susan Whelan is for is going and collecting awards. Oh, I've got another Woman of the Year award. Oh, I'll go and collect that. What's she fucking do at Leicester? Absolutely fuck all. She's got us into this position. And yes, we'll come on to other people, and I know everybody's going to say whose fault it is, and I accept that. But Susan Whelan is the big boss. After Top on the board and his brother and what have you, it goes to Susan Whelan. She's there week in, week out. She's making the decisions. She's agreeing them checks. Why is she still in situ? Oh, nearly a third goal for Everton there. It was a good save from Manana. Why is she still? Why is nobody blaming Susan Whelan? The football side, yes, that's not her. The financial side, yes, that's her, and she is fucking it up big style. You know when Margaret Thatcher became Prime Minister, love her or hate her, she was what the country needed at the time, and we all said, well, woman couldn't do any worse than a man. Well, I'll tell you what, Susan Whelan, they say about a woman running a football club, she's no fucking idea. Then we do come to John Rudkin. And I tried to defend this guy. And I've got to the point where I can't defend him anymore. Because yes, he is not. I mean, let's be honest with you. If the toilets were blocked in the COP, he'd get blamed for that. But he is overseeing an awkward time for the club. He's come in, and I think because they were here when the good times were here, I think we maybe thought, well, maybe they're better than they are, because Susan Whelan and Rudkin had nothing to do with our success. The people that were down to our success were Steve Walsh and the recruitment side. They were Nigel Pearson, bless him and rest in peace, Craig Shakespeare. They were the ones that got us a success. Susan Whelan put her fancy frock on, put a pair of tights on, went up to win an award and baked it in, but she cannot run the club. Look at it. Those have got to go. And, then you got Andrew Neville, the finance director. Top, and I asked this yesterday, Top is relying on these people too much. Top has got other things to run. And I'm saying, sorry, but Top is no Vichai. Like I say, I love Top, love the family, love them for everything they've done. Vichai was the dad. He had the experience. Pop obviously didn't ask to be in this position, but we can't keep going on and saying, "Oh, sorry, you know, what he did, his dad died." Everybody's dad dies. Breaking news: everybody's dad dies. We all have to live with that. Some of them not in such good circumstances. Mothers as well. If you're watching Harry and Meghan, you know, sorry that it happened, and sorry you went through what you went through, but get over it. It was years ago. You know, how long are we going to say, "Oh, poor old Toppy's dad died"? It's sad. My dad's died. My mum's died. In, you know, of old age more than anything. So I'm not gonna, you know, blame that, you know, it was all blah blah blah. But we all have to get on with our lives. We can't keep saying, "Greg, that's a point. You know, we're not all lucky enough to have billions after your dad dies." It's what you do with those billions. He's not his dad. He is not his dad. Plain and simple. Great, 100%. We all have to move on. We can't all not keep using that as an excuse. He needs to say, "Well, look, these are the people that got me through this. When they were going through all that bad time, Susan, John, Andrew, they were all there and they all kept the club going." We know that Top is loyal. Look, he couldn't give Brendan the window that he wanted, and he gave him a little bit longer than maybe he should have done. Excuse me. But it doesn't. You can be too loyal. And yes, those people were very good. Give them a payoff. You've got a few quid to spare. Give them a payoff. Get them out of our club. I'm sorry. Not just Rudkin, but Whelan and everybody else. Rudkin is animated. Look, directors of football, they take the blame. They take the praise when it's good. Don't you dare say that LCFC about Danny Ward. Oh, Man United have got a goal back. Would you believe it's everybody's favourite punchable face, Bruno Fernandes? Scored on 72, and Celtic have got one back as well. Medea has scored after 68 minutes for Celtic, Hibernian 2, Celtic 1, and now it's Everton 2, Manchester United 1. Let's just have a look at the goal. Don't know what the cameraman's doing there. He's trying to find his mum in the crowd. There's a free kick. Fernandes straight in. It's very simple and well taken free kick there from Bruno Fernandes. So it's 2-1. Everton 2, Man United 1. Yeah, I mean, Ward, it just didn't happen for him. Bad timing and everything like that. Did all right when he came on for the Cups, but, you know, it was his turn to stand up and we gave him his chance and it didn't really work for him. Susan won't get as much blame as she's a girl. Equal rights nonsense, no doubt. I never said that. The thoughts of everybody in the chat are not necessarily the thoughts of LTID TV, but yeah, go for it, Greg. Yeah, I mean, this is it. You know, some players are like that. Look how many Chelsea you've got like that. Get them all gone, indeed. Absolutely, Chris. How many players what would you do in this position? You're a laughing stock. He's stealing a living. Then again, so is Wout Faes, and he's stealing a living by pretending to be a defender. Well, yes, funny ha-ha or funny tears. Top doesn't have the same drive. No, he doesn't. Can't blame him, though. I'd take 10,000 a week to do absolutely. Exactly. Should have sold the club if he wasn't capable of doing the same job as his dad. People won't like that, but would have been best for him and us. I mean, it was obviously Top who wanted to buy a football club, wasn't it? And look, it's always a case of be careful what you wish for. I do not want Top out of my club. I want him to get rid of the people that aren't doing it for him. Little rat, Bruno. Yes, indeed. I mean, the goalkeeper didn't even move. Great goal by Man. Yeah, I mean, I don't think, you know, let's be honest with you, if Bruno was playing for Leicester, we'd all love him. Yeah, Moyes was never going to come. Moyes was never, ever going to come. And they're coming forward again, Everton. He did not want a relegation battle. And the reason he went to Everton, who were in that relegation battle, was because it was Everton and the links he had with the club. Thing is, Sean Dyche kept Everton up last season. You know, and this is what you got to remember, is that, like I say, we're going for 70. The problem I have is, and it's again, is this anybody's fault? If we went to Sean Dyche and said, we'll give you a year contract, he'd say, now I want 3 years. So he keeps you up that season and then you're stuck with him. And that is the problem. That is the problem. Greg, yeah, exactly, mate. Yeah, I don't know what's happened with Edouard. And look, we've all taken the piss out of Edouard. I haven't really seen enough of him to actually say. I mean, he wasn't a player I wanted. Let's not, you know, let me say I didn't want us to sign him. Even when he was at Celtic that time, we were going to get him. And I blame Rudkin for us being stuck with him. He signed the contract to say that, you know, we wouldn't send him back because we were desperate for a striker. Well, we're still desperate for a striker, and he's not even making it on the bench. And yet, Daka and Vardy are doing such great jobs, aren't they? You know, against Manchester United in the Cup, Daka got injured. We had to bring Brenetti on as a striker. Yeah, again, you're right. You're totally right there, Greg. Yeah, I mean, like I say, you know, did we go in for Potter again? Apparently not. Did we go in for Moyes? Who knows? I don't think Moyes would have come anyway. I'd have loved Moyes. But look, would Moyes be having the success that he had with us, that he's having at Everton at the moment? No. Who knows? I just think it's dire, you know. Well, let's have a look at the games we've got coming up. Here are the games we've got coming up, everybody. So let me just bring it up on a different screen so I can see it. So it's obviously I did this yesterday, as you can see. But Brentford, well, we had two games there that we could have got something from. Brentford and West Ham, I think. West Ham are back down to the bottom of the table, aren't they? They are struggling. Let me just open the table up. West Ham are back down in 16th, but they have got 10 points on us and played a game less. So, but it's possible. They've not had the resurgence that Everton have had. Chelsea. Can you really see us getting anything at Chelsea? I can't. And Chelsea have been bad for a few weeks, haven't they? I can't see it at all. Brad said we'll get no points from all these games. We've got Manchester United at home. There's another record we can get. There is another record we can get. Because do you know what? I don't know if any other team has lost in the English top flight to the same team 4 times in one season. Has it ever happened? Because it could this season, FA Cup, and it's 2-2. Manchester United have equalised. Agatha has scored 2-2 to Manchester United. So in the space of 8 minutes, United have equalised. Everton 2, Manchester United 2. Pickford's not happy. Alex Ferguson smiling. It's another free kick. Oh, is there somebody offside though? It's a nice shot from the edge of the box. The free kick went up. It was headed back out. It fell to Ergot. Left-footed shot, just out the reach of Pickford. I don't think he's going to be offside. It was a different passage of play. Wow. He's a little bit happy with that. And just to update the other scores, Walsall have scored a second one with Jellis on 87 minutes. So it's now Morecambe 0, Walsall 2. Full-time at Aberystwyth Town, and they've lost to Newtown AFC 1-0. Crew have scored with Holchik, and now 3-0 up at Barrow. And of course, the game here is the Everton game that we're looking at. And it is currently Everton 2, Manchester United 2. Cammy, can you hear me? One thing United can do, which we struggled to, is score goals. Yeah, exactly. We need to get a new manager, says Paul, so we are ready for the Championship. Is Andy King that manager? Well, we'll come on to that. Afterwards. But Manchester United, that could be a new record. I think Manchester United. Manchester City away? No. Newcastle at home? No. Brighton, we got a draw with them last time. I don't know. Liverpool, they're going to stuff us, aren't they? I remember saying at the start of the season, this is going to be our hardest time of the year, March and into April. We're playing all the big guns. Yeah, not got too bad a finish, but we could be cut adrift by then. We really, really could. Yeah, Andy King, is he, when he's coming in, obviously we're giving him a job. He's not got his badges yet, so I don't know, he couldn't, take over yet, or if he did, we'd have to get special dispensation. Oh, if you could do that, guys, that would be absolutely lovely. Like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel. You're doing comments, which is fucking brilliant. Turn on notifications, then you will never, ever, ever miss another show. And don't forget, all our shows are available on our podcast, which is available on your favorite podcast platform, whatever that happens to be. And look, that's where we are. We're all over the place. Oh, there's a VAR. What's this for? So there's a VAR at Goodison Park. Is it for a handball? Possible penalty? Yeah, penalty, handball, penalty. I don't think that can be given. It was headed straight at him. Could he have got out of the way? I don't think so. But look, this is Manchester United who could have the penalty. So, of course, it could well be given. Probably going to be about a 20-minute stop. So, Man United could. There's an Everton player down as well. A bit of a boxing match tonight for anybody that likes the boxing, of course. Beterbiev, I can't say his name. Beterbiev versus Bivol 2. That's at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So I'm really worrying for my club. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Blotch it all over. That was more Frank Bruno, wasn't it? Kevin Keegan did it as well, didn't he? Kevin Keegan, Barry Sheen, and Henry Cooper. Route 33. It's still going today. What was your favourite aftershave growing up as a kid in the 70s? Paul, it's a very good question. No penalty, by the way. Very good question. And that's what we all want to know. Celtic have equalised against Hibernian. If you remember, Celtic were 2-0 down and they have equalised against Hibernian. Now, if you do like TikToks, I'm hoping to go TikTok live sometime this week. I'm going to try that out. I've not done that before, so... I can't even remember what I predicted for this. Holy shit. Holy shit. I predicted Everton 2, Manchester United 2. What? End it now. End it now. I want 3 points. Stop the match. Stop the match. I'd forgotten. I'd predicted that. Mind you, I did also predict 2-1 to Leicester over Brentford. 3 minutes plus probably about 15 minutes stoppage time till United score. So these are the games that are coming up. There we go. This afternoon, Arsenal are going to be playing West Ham United. London derby there. Bournemouth are playing Wolves. Fulham are hosting Crystal Palace. Obviously, we want Bournemouth to beat Wolves there. Crystal Palace are pretty much safe and out of it. Ipswich are playing Tottenham. Ipswich looking to do the double over Tottenham. Hopefully, Tottenham can get something for us there. Southampton are home to Brighton. South Coast derby there. And then obviously later in the afternoon, Villa are hosting Chelsea. Ball given away there. Man United coming forward on this right-hand side. They haven't got it clear yet. Everton. I think Everton are actually now holding on. Manchester United have got the bet between them. Ooh. It's a good save by Bigfoot from Fernandes there. So those are the games that we have got this afternoon and we'll be covering for you. Yes, indeed, great. Yes, indeed. Yeah. So, what was your? What was your? I mean, my aftershave of choice in the 70s. Well, I'd only just started shaving, mid 70s. Just see this corner from Manchester United floats in. It's headed clear. Back out to Man United player. It's head tennis in there at the moment. It's a free kick to Everton. Mine was denim. Does anybody remember denim in the square bottle? Like the black plastic thing stuck on the front. I remember cedarwood. That was my other one. Yes. I felt more grown up using cedarwood. That was green, wasn't it? But obviously, we will be looking at other matches as well, not just the Premier League. And it's finished Crew 3, Barrow 3 in League 2 and Morecambe 0, Walsall 2. They're both League 2 games. They're full-time scores. Pickford went down, collected the ball. Well done, sir. 5 minutes added on. Apparently, before this game, Amarin, the Man United manager, came out and said, Moyes is doing a better job than I am. That's just what you want to hear as fans. I've got my blue jeans on. I've got my old blue jeans on. Wasn't that for a laundrette advert? He is. He is. So just some injury news ahead of the weekend games. Guardiola doesn't know if Haaland will be fit for the Liverpool match. Maresca confirms Madueke out until after the international break. Gakpo faces late fitness test ahead of the Man City match. Arteta says White is ready to play. Nelson could be out for the season. And that's Man United, I think, possibly. I have no idea. And issues latest Spurs team news, and Glasner issues positive update on Eze. So Everton are fighting till the end here. They can sense a winner. Oh, penalty. Penalty to Everton. Wow. VAR will obviously be checking this. Let's have a look. The ball's on the edge of the box for Everton. It's chipped in. It's saved. Oh. The goalkeeper saved it. And as he's pulling his shirt. That's an obvious penalty. Yeah, and Moyes is happy as well. He's having his shirt pulled. It's a penalty. It's going to be a penalty all day, that. Oh, he's actually reviewing it. He's been asked to review it. I think that's a penalty. Let's have a look again. I thought, first of all, is it offside? There wasn't offside in there, but it wasn't the player that was involved. He's having a really long look at this, wanting to get this right. Yeah, there is a pull. He's not given it. He's not given it. I mean, I've got 3 points. I've got 3 points in the prediction league if it stays like this. I still think it was a penalty. Now Manchester United could steal it at the other end. They're lining up. Everton smash it away. Onana almost up on the halfway line. Garnacho can't do against Everton what he did against Leicester there. I don't know why Garnacho isn't starting, to be honest with you. He makes a difference in most games. It's a corner. I agree, LCFC. I think it was a penalty. No, it's full time. 3 points. Thank you very much. So that's the result. And let's just go through some other results for you here. Millwall had scored in the 95th minute away at Derby. So that's Derby 0, Millwall 1. Coburn scoring in the 95th minute. Full times League 1. Rotherham 0, Barnsley 1. Sunderland 0, Hull City 1 in the Championship. Rotherham Barnsley in League 1. Full time again in League 1. Reading 0, Birmingham 0. So those are the latest results that we've got. Are you up to date? I don't know why that wasn't a penalty. 2 Arsenal players to play for Leicester, Smith and Keown. And that was the young Smith, not Alan Smith. If you're talking about players that have come from Arsenal to Leicester. Derby going down. Could well be. Could well be. So from Arsenal, it's Keown and a youngster, Smith. I can't think of his first name. He was on loan. 2-2. It finishes. Beto and Doucouré for Everton. Fernandez and Ugarte for Manchester United. So I'm just going to do the scores here and update you with the scores. Oh, yeah, but Martin Keown played for us, and he was an Arsenal player. And a young Smith came on loan, and he was an Arsenal player. So technically, there's 4 of them, mate. So let's just go through the full-time results, shall we? So, Premier League, Everton 2, Manchester United 2. These are the full times from the early kickoffs. Hibernian 2, Celtic 1 in the Scottish Premiership. In the Championship, Derby County 0, Millwall 1, Plymouth Argyle 1, Plymouth Argyle 1, Cardiff City 1, Sunderland 0, Hull City 1. In League 1, Reading 0, Birmingham City 0, and Rotherham 0, Barnsley 1. And in League 2, Crewe Alexandra 3, Barrow 0, Morecambe 0, Walsall 2. And that's your full times as they stand. Brad will be joining us soon. Are you talking about coming direct from Arsenal to Leicester? Smith did because he was on loan. I'm not sure whether Keown went somewhere first. I'm a little bit confused. But yeah, let's have a look at the table as it now stands. So Manchester United are now on 30 points. They're pretty much thinking they're clear. So as the bottom here of the Premier League, 20th is Southampton. Let me just see if I can actually get this up for you. I can share that. Probably not showing it very well there, but if you see it, Southampton on 9. Leicester have played one more game in 19th on 17. Ipswich in 18th on 17. Wolves in 17th on 19. There's a huge jump to West Ham United in 16th on 27. Manchester United, they've also played one game more on 30. And Everton now on 31. And you've got to say Everton are safe. Everton are staying up. At the top of the division, it's all going to be interesting after today's this weekend's games. But at the top of the division, let's have a look there. You've got Liverpool. Surely it is Liverpool's to lose, is it not? Can anybody catch Liverpool? I don't think so. I think it's Liverpool's to lose. 61 points, 26 played, though. They did play that game midweek, didn't they? Arsenal need to win today. 53 in second place, but they're a good 8 points behind them, so they need to win today to keep it back to 5. Forest doing really well still in third on 47. City, you've got to say, they'll probably coming strong at the moment in fourth on 44. Bournemouth amazingly in fifth on 43. Chelsea in sixth on 43. Newcastle in seventh on 41. Howdy, Luke. How are you doing? Nice of you to pop in, sir. Just saying then what a great season Nottingham are having. They're in third. I have a feeling Manchester City may catch you up, but good luck with the chase, mate. As long as if you're in Europe, I'm happy because it's keeping one of the big six out. Liverpool champions, I think so. Everton always step. Have you seen that new ground? Wow. Wow. Makes ours look like old. It's almost like Filbert Street compared to the King Power. It's like King Power compared to whatever it's called, the new Everton site ground. But that is the table there. We're just going to look into the championship. And Leeds are top, having played 33 on 72. Sheffield United in second with 70. And then Burnley in third, having played last night. They're on 68. Sunderland 62 in fourth. Blackburn Rovers in fifth with 51. Bristol City in sixth with 49. Then West Brom seventh. Coventry eighth. At the other end, bottom of the league, and this could be Leicester next season, Luton Town in 24th on 28 points. Derby County in 23rd on 29. Plymouth in 22nd on 30. And then Cardiff 33 in 21st position. 20th is Hull with 33. 19th is Stoke with 35. And of course, the Blackburn Rovers manager, he left to go to Derby. And then let's have a look at League One. A few early games there. Birmingham have played 30 games and they're top with 70. Wickham are second at 31, played with 63 points. Third, Wrexham with 58. Fourth, Stockport 57th. Fifth, Huddersfield with 55. Sixth, Orient with 53. Then it's Charlton, Reading, Bolton. Blackpool in 12th. Rotherham there in 14th. At the other end, it's Cambridge United 24th with 23 points. Shrewsbury Town 23 with 27 points. 22nd is Crawley with 29. 21st, Burton Albion with 29. 20th, Peterborough United with 31. 19th, Northampton Town with 33. And let's have a very quick look at League Two. I don't think any games were played in League Two. But Walsall are top with 66 points, a huge 10-point gap. Although they have played a game more, above AFC Wimbledon in second. Doncaster Rovers in third with 55. They're the automatics. And the playoffs are Notts County in fourth, 54. Fifth is Bradford with 54. Sixth is Crewe, 52. Seventh is Port Vale on 52. Salford just outside the 8 with 48 points. Newport County in 15th on 40. Accrington Stanley 21st with 30. Tranmere Rovers 22nd with 28. And then you've got the two relegated teams at the moment. Morecambe 33 played in 23rd position with 26 points. And Carlisle United bottom 24th with 22, having come up last season. So, yeah, good luck to you, Luke. Hope it works out for you. So those are all the news. Let's have a look what's happening in the world of football news. We didn't look at the Scottish, did we? Let's have a look at the Scottish Premier League because obviously Celtic played early today. Scottish Premiership. First, Celtic. They played one more after they drew with Hibs, who are in fourth. But Celtic are top, played 27, 69 points. Rangers second with played a game less, but on 56. Wow, 13 points behind. Aberdeen even further behind on 38 in third. Hibs fourth in with 37. At the bottom half, because I don't know how they do this, but the bottom half is one of my teams, St Johnstone in 12th with 21, Dundee in 11th, Ross County in 10th, my other Scottish team, Hearts, in 9th, Motherwell in 8th, and Kilmarnock in 7th. And they kind of split it up. I don't know how they do that. But no, in fact, did Hibernian actually beat? Yeah, I missed that. Hibernian 2, Celtic 1. So Celtic actually lost to Hibs today. So Rangers will need to try and get something today. Whether they can or not, of course, is another matter. They got 56. They can get it to a win. It will take it down to 10 points. Maybe then Celtic will have a wobble. Who knows? Who knows? So I think you're up to date with all the tables there. Just see what the news is. Don't think there's much news, football news. Chelsea, it says their latest transfer speculation. Chelsea remain determined to rival Tottenham and Newcastle for the signing of Crystal Palace defender Mark Guéhiou. I mean, I've got to say, out of those three, it's got to be Newcastle, hasn't it? Chelsea will just go and sit on the bench, but he will get a lot of money. Spurs, really? I'd go to Newcastle. So, we are going to be back in a few minutes. Do not go away. It's getting very, very close to kick-off time. We'll be back in a few minutes. He says. Here we go. And we're back. Thanks so much for sticking with us. We've not quite kicked off yet. Flint Town have gone 1-0 up against Brighton Ferry. There's a few games, scores coming in from Serie A. Parma 1-0 up at half-time against Bologna. And it's Venezia 0, Lazio 0. Both of those in Serie A, of course. Right, now I've got to try and remember which game I am actually covering. I think I was doing the Ipswich Tottenham one. Just see if I can, I don't know if I'm able to get it up or not. I can indeed. So we're probably about 6 minutes off kickoff here. Brad is just getting an Uber. So we're taking you around the grounds. Need to update my system. Yeah, some very interesting games, and that's the thing. Bournemouth against Wolves. It could be that one. No, I think I have a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night. And the teams are in the dugout at the moment. But yeah, Bournemouth and Wolves, that's going to be good. Arsenal, West Ham. I think West Ham, I know they've been dragged down, but I think they're pretty much safe, to be honest with you. Fulham hosting Crystal Palace. Ipswich hosting Tottenham. Southampton hosting Brighton and Hove Albion. South Coast Derby. And, of course, the 5:30 kickoff tonight is Villa-Chelsea. And let's not forget some games tomorrow. We don't. You're quite right, Gray. We absolutely so don't. Absolutely so don't. Just see Son there. So the players are coming out. Yeah, yeah. I do see where you're coming from, Michael. I may freeze in a minute. I have a feeling. Vardy? Really? When was the last time Vardy scored? Somebody tell me, please. Interesting news, though. Let's just have a look at the football news here. Maddison is benched for Spurs versus Ipswich. Eze starts for Crystal Palace at an unchanged Fulham. Aribo starts as centre-back for Southampton versus Brighton. Wolves change 3 at Bournemouth as Montesta makes first start. So those are the latest team news. I'm looking at the Ipswich team here. The lap up top. They've got Palmer in goal. Let's start at that end. Pretty much as you would expect it, I'm guessing. Yeah, thank you, Greg. I thought it had been a while. It's interesting to see how Ipswich do compare to us, because Ipswich have spent money where we haven't. Ipswich have gone for young experience where we've gone for older past it. So it will be interesting to see which of the two teams actually does well. And Hurst is on the bench for Ipswich. Just going through the teams there. Archie Gray, of course, moved from Leeds in the summer. Kulosvesky, Benton Gnor and Bergvall are the 3 in the middle. Johnson, Tell and Son are the 3 up front. So Arsenal and West Ham have kicked off. That was under the Nottingham Forest channel. That's 0-0. And Bournemouth and Wolves, most of the games are kicked off now. Right, so I'm actually looking at Brad's stuck in an Uber. So we're looking currently. I'm watching Bournemouth, who are at home in their red and black stripes, playing Wolves, and I'll keep you updated, obviously, on any scores. Bournemouth having a great season under Areola. Wolves, of course, in their gold strip. But yeah, there's some good games. But as always, Leicester end up relying on opposition, don't we? A good effort there from Wolves. And 2 minutes as a goal. Accrington 0, Doncaster 1. Clifton scoring after 2 minutes for Doncaster away at Accrington. So no goals yet. Oh, Ipswich here. Oh, Ipswich nearly scoring. Just past the post from Ipswich. Literally after 4 minutes. Yeah, Michael, that's my job, mate. So great. If you were able to look after the chat, that would be great. You can answer all the questions, because I'm going to ignore the chat. But Michael, we don't allow any spoilers in any games. So great if you can just keep an eye on Michael for me. I'll be back in a minute. Okay. So Halifax have gone 2-0 up, literally in the first 4 minutes against York City. York City 0, Halifax 2, Pew after 4 minutes, getting the second. Ross County 0, Dundee United 1, Murray scoring there after 4 minutes. At the moment, they are showing I'm going to be jumping up and down between the channels, but Bournemouth, we need them to do us a favour against Wolves, obviously. Oh, Wolves managing to get it clear. Dumbarton have gone 1-0 up against Cove, and Barnet have gone 1-0 up against Rochdale. Rochdale really in bad trouble at the moment. So it's still 0-0, Bournemouth Wolves. Just getting all the tables up here. And it's Cambridge United 1, Stockport 0. And it's Ipswich. Oh, I say it's 0-0 across all the games. Wolves having an early go here at it. Oh, hit the post! Oh, what a save from the goalkeeper! Well done, Bournemouth, keeping it at 0-0. It was a great run by the Wolves player. I don't know if it was a post or a save. If it was a save, it was a great double save from the Bournemouth keeper. You never know which Tottenham's going to turn up, do you? That's the problem. First things stand. Southampton on 10 points, Leicester on 17, Ipswich on 18, Wolves on 20. Indeed, come on, Bournemouth. Stevenage have gone 1-0 up against Shrewsbury. Flint Town 2-0 up against Briton Ferry. Fylde have scored through Massey after 8 minutes away at Altrincham. And Blackpool 1, Crawley 0. Ennis has scored for Blackpool after 10 minutes. And Cambridge United 1, I think I may have said that one before, Stockport 0. But Arsenal coming forward against West Ham here. I'm hoping what I've got up here is actually going to be showing me all 5 games as the action happens. As Brad just said, show off. West Ham claiming a free kick there, but it's not given, or is it? No. Arsenal still have it. Tamworth 1, Southend 0. West Bromwich Albion 1-0 up against Oxford United. Moat after 11 minutes. And Sarkovic has scored again after 11 minutes for Bradford. It's Bradford 1, MK Dons 0. Bad that we're relying on other teams to do us a favour, of course. Oh, that's how bad things are, of course. Got 13 minutes gone, no goals at all in the Premier League. Perhaps we need Leicester to be playing at this time. At the moment, it's all Arsenal. It is all Arsenal. And here is the man himself. Hello, sir.
Hello. Oh, I'm having a nightmare of a day, mate. I am.
Never mind. Yeah, Gray, we would be 4-0 down by now. No goals in the Premier League.
What's that, mate?
No goals in the Premier League so far.
That's only because Leicester aren't playing now.
Well, this is very true. I got 3 points in the prediction league earlier.
Oh, for 2-2?
Yes.
Oh, well, I told you, mate. You should just go 2-2 for everything. I don't even know what I'm on. I don't even care. I know I got a point for Leicester losing because we're shit, but that's about it.
Well, I actually went for a Leicester win, for fuck's sake. You know.
Oh, well, that's on you.
That is on me. So you're currently watching. I mean, I'm my main match here is Arsenal West Ham, but I have it does click over to other matches if there's any action on.
Yeah, I've got it on right now. Although the app on what I was trying to do is I was actually trying to be a little bit clever, which is just silly as me as a human trying to be clever just doesn't work. But I was trying to sort my telly out with like the Ipswich Tottenham game and then maybe another one on my phone. So I could be all proper Ali McCoy, Sonia, but I can't spell.
Well, if you want to just get the Ipswich game up.
Yeah.
Or the Bournemouth Wolves, whichever you prefer.
I'm going to try the Ipswich one because that seems to be... Oh, I've got it. Yeah, that's worked. Okay. No, you stupid. What are you doing? Yes, I want to watch that. Oh, God, I'm not used to this thing.
Technology, everybody, and Brad don't go together.
No, they don't. Although I have it on the screen, so you know I've got to be professional. Though, Chris, you ready? I've got to be professional. I can still hear you. They're not plugged into anything, guys. But we are Leicester's Soccer Saturday underway. I can tell you, Chris, Ipswich will be kicking themselves that they're not bottom. A goal mouth scrambled. The ball came down the left hand side. I think it was Delap had the ball. He cut inside and it was absolute fumble. This was in the first minute of the game. Shots came in and 2 goal line saves by the goalkeeper and a little help from his defence stopped Ipswich taking an early lead. About 3 minutes after that as well, Tottenham went straight down the other end, bursting down the left-hand side, driving to the box. He just took the ball too far in front of him and the keeper took him out. But on my app, Chris, we are just coming into 16 minutes into the game, 15 minutes and 44 seconds. It's calmed down a little bit since that frantic start, but it is currently Ipswich Town 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Back to you in the studio.
You're loving this, aren't you?
I do. It would be my dream job to do something like this. Yeah. And I'd always have to ask how the hell they know all the players are.
Well, Bournemouth are currently 0-0.
Bournemouth, do us a favour for the next 8 weeks. Do us a favour, Wolves and Ipswich. Just keep losing. At least then we'll give ourselves some more false hope.
Every game that's coming up is actually Ipswich Tottenham. I can't find any other bloody game at the moment.
Yeah, I've got secrets that cannot be told.
I'll go back to the multi-view one, but I tell you what, Wolves will be kicking themselves as well because I'm not sure if it was a double save from the Bournemouth goalkeeper or a post and a save. But it was an absolutely, they will be kicking themselves as well, Wolves.
Well, as long as they're kicking themselves come full time, Chris, we can, like I said, for the next 8 weeks or 8 games worth of things, because we're not winning any, so we at least need to be we need to get to the last game of the season 2 points from safety so they can keep kicking themselves and we somehow win.
Exactly. A couple of updates here. York City 1, Halifax 2. That was
Chris. You need a video printer.
That is a penalty. Partick 1, Airdrie 0 in Scotland. Graham on 17 minutes.
Chance for Tottenham, Chris. Son's got the ball. He's got into the box. He's got 2 defenders on him. He's got the ball. He's crossing it. Tottenham have the lead here against Ipswich Town. It's a well-worked move. The bloke looks like Dele Alli's regen, who scored see the goal scorer, Chris. But it was a wonderful breakaway from Tottenham. That left-hand side, they've been a bit dangerous down here. Since I told you Ipswich had that first opening minutes. Ball by Son. He got held up by 2 defenders. He just jinked it past him. It's a great ball. I mean, it's an Ipswich back pass.
Was he offside at all? He looked a little bit offside from one.
There is a check for VAR. It was a horrible back pass by Ipswich. It gave Son the ball dead over the top. Long ball football at its finest. Son just sells the dummy, drills it across that 6-yard box. Keeper can't get anywhere near it. Empty net. He doesn't do a Jamie Vardy this time. He slams it into the net. Currently, it is Ipswich Town 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1. The replay of the goal, Chris, that's how you put a ball into the danger zone, not 17 foot in the air. Drill it across the 6-yard box, and it's number 22, Brennan Johnson, who's got Tottenham ahead. As far as I can tell, they have kicked off, Chris. Brennan Johnson is the goal scorer. It is Ipswich Town 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1.
It's standing. Yeah, it looks like it's standing here. So it's well done, Tottenham. Ipswich, of course, are going for a double over Tottenham.
Well, so far they've got a mountain to climb, Chris. I mean, it's a bit tragic. I thought about this before I came on air, Chris. We've got 17 points and 4 of them against Tottenham.
Yes. I know.
It's a chance here, though, to answer straight back. Ball into the box, header comes in, it's straight to the goalkeeper, who jumps nicely from Clark's header there. Ipswich, nearly straight back in it, Chris. Great ball down the right-hand side. The number 20 put in the cross. It beat the man on the 6-yard box, but didn't beat Clark. He got up nicely for it, headed it with some power, but it was thankfully straight at the Tottenham goalkeeper. Still 1-0. Tottenham.
That is what we want. Well, let's just keep you updated with a couple of scores here. Ross County 1, Dundee United 1. Like you say, Johnson scoring, Ipswich 0, Spurs 1. Blackpool 2, Crawley 0, and he's getting his second there. Charlton 1, Exeter 0. It's an own goal for McDonald. And Hartlepool 1, Aldershot 0. So I'm happy. That's half time, by the way, that game. Yeah. No, it's not. Sorry, that's 21 minutes.
I'll tell you what, Chris, Ipswich are showing why they're probably just about the stronger of the 3 teams down at the bottom, really. I know Wolves are out on points at the moment, but they're absolutely flooding forward. It's literally since that goal been all Ipswich. They actually have a corner here now. It's delivered into the box, cleared by Spurs at the initial attempt. Still not cleared the second one, and then a shot. Oh, that was closer than it was looking, but it is just over the bar from the left hand side.
What, though, I think the thing with Ipswich is their goal difference is so much better than ours.
It is. The only thing that I was about to say could hold Ipswich back is their inability to score more than 1 goal. But I'll take that right now with Leicester, so I think we'll keep our mouth shut on Ipswich.
Yes. Yes, indeed. It's a free kick to Arsenal here. I hate to be covering one of the big 6, but
I tell you what, then, Chris, because I'm such an absolute legend, I will load up the Bournemouth game on my phone as well.
Right, Michael, I told you, Michael, don't fucking spoilers.
Yeah, don't just put the scores in. The whole purpose of this thing we're doing is
He's been warned once. I've timed him out. I think that's a 24-hour timeout he's got. Some people are thicker than their children.
Well, I have actually got a link. I've got a link for the Bournemouth Wolves game.
I've got a link, but it's just that
You're shy.
It's Brighton 1, Southampton 0. We love you, Brighton. We do. We love you, Brighton. We do. We love you, Brighton. We do. Oh, Brighton, we love you. Southampton. Oh, such poor defending there. Absolutely. I don't know if he's going to show it at your end, but absolutely terrible defending. It was like watching Leicester.
Oh, God. Oh, God. No wonder we're both going down then.
And that was Pedro's goal for 23 minutes.
Got multi-football system going here. Is Tottenham trying to break down? Holding that ball up. Oh, Ipswich come away with it on half island. That's good battling. I mean, it's nice that results are going our way at the moment. As Ipswich have a shot straight at the goalkeeper, though. It's the lap again, their star player. I'm not sure what Man City were thinking in releasing him. Thankfully, it's still 1-0 to Tottenham Hotspur.
Well, I've just watching here. Wolves are defending, throwing for Bournemouth.
Well, what time have you got that game on yours? Because mine's at 25.5 minutes.
Mine's at 25:03.
Okay.
But they won't have all kicked off dead on time. Grimsby are going to play Fleetwood 1-0. McCann ran. And like we've just said, Brighton 1-0 up away at Southampton.
Ipswich have a chance here. Oh, no.
You were very lucky that you were at work because, we had an hour of me talking about how bad Leicester were.
Oh, that must have been painful for you. I'm sorry, mate. No, I had an optician's appointment. It was even worse.
Yes.
Yeah. I am as blind as I look.
Yeah. Did they see you coming?
Oh, God. Oh, that was bad, Chris. Sorry, I can't pretend it wasn't. Well, I can, but I'm not gonna. Chance for Bournemouth. Bournemouth in. Oh, shot defended there. Sorry, Kristen. I know you're sort of watching it, but I can't be a spoiler alert if I'm watching it at the same time as you.
Oh, you are. So you're watching the both. That's okay. I'll come off it if you're watching both those games.
Yeah, I've kind of got half an eye on Bournemouth when it goes a bit quieter. I notice something going because I've got a phone app that can watch a game, and I've got my. Tottenham in here. Tottenham in. It's Son, left hand side, same as where he set up goal. He's gone into the middle. He's laid off the shot. It's in! Tottenham Hotspur double the lead. 25 minutes gone. It's Brennan Johnson with a double. It's Ipswich Town 0, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Another assist for Son Heung-min. Son. I tried to say his full name. That didn't work out for me. But who cares, Chris? It's lovely play. He just holds the ball up. It breaks down the left hand side. It's that centre-back playing Son on. This will be looked at. But he went to go the shot himself. Brennan Johnson was free in space. And to be honest with you, Chris, it's poor by the goalkeeper. It was low, but it was close to him. He should be doing better. But Tottenham and Leicester are playing. It is Ipswich Town 0, Tottenham Hotspur 2.
I didn't like to spoil it for you because I've gone on to my multi-screen game. And I saw that went in, and I thought, I'll keep quiet. But
let me have me Chris Kamara moments, Chris.
Again, not brilliant defending from Ipswich. Oh, there's a goal between Fulham and Palace, I think. Let's have a look. Oh, he's just. Oh, what a shot! What a shot and what a save! Eze, I think it was there. Absolutely twisting one way, then the other. A long range shot from outside the box. And the goalkeeper did well. He dived to his right to save it. Still 0-0.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, just Well, both games have gone a bit flat at the moment. Ipswich, the crowd looks a bit flat here. There's a yellow card for a Bournemouth player there. Chris, Tottenham in again. Son for 3. Good save by the keeper this time. He might be the assist king, Son, because he shot straight at the goalkeeper then. Could have been 3-0, and then Ipswich would have been staring down the barrel of a Leicester. It's only when it's at distance, Chris, but the Wolves kit, they're playing in all orange, gold, whatever kit colour you want to call it, reminds me of that Leicester all orange kit from, I think, 96. Like the Ewan Roberts kit and all that. That reminds me of that. It's brilliant. Tottenham have a corner here, Chris. It's only been one corner each, but it's Tottenham that have been most pivotal when they've been in front of goal. Cross comes in. It's flapped away riskily by the goalkeeper. Ipswich trying to get it out, but it's headed back in. Then out again by Tottenham. Appeals for handball. I'm not sure if it's come off the Tottenham player, Kulusevski there. Yeah, it looks like it's a handball. So the danger for now has gone away. There is a VAR check, Chris, in Bournemouth Wolves game. Potential disaster for Leicester, as I believe this is a VAR check for a... Oh, no. Is it? Oh. Bournemouth surely going down to 10 men here. It's not good for Leicester. He's reckless. He doesn't even get much of the ball, if any of the ball at all. His studs are high. I'm not saying Liverpool would get away with it, but this will probably... I mean, he's spending 6 years at the VAR system, so you know what's coming, Chris.
Yes. Referee... Well, you didn't see it earlier, but there was a penalty at 2-2. There was a 95th minute penalty for Everton.
VAR. Oh, dear, Chris. No yellow card. It's been revoked, and he has sent him off. Bournemouth down to 10 men. Zabani has been sent off. Not good news for Leicester. Bournemouth now, for 60 minutes, have to try and hold off Wolves and try and take a point from here. To be fair to his manager, he's not berated the player. He went for the ball. His leg stayed in the air. It wasn't malicious or anything like that. But Chris, if a decision, VAR, right, was brought in for clear and obvious. If a decision takes you 20 minutes to look at, or feel like 20 minutes to look at, is it clear and obvious then that you've got the wrong decision?
No, it's not. But I do take you to the point I was going to make earlier, which was that the 95th minute, 2-2, Everton, penalty shout. The referee gave it. It went to VAR, and Ali McCoist, who was commentating, said he needs to take a long, hard look at this. It was a shirt pull. It should have been a penalty. And they got away with it.
Badge? Is that what they did? Did they check the badge?
They should have done, shouldn't they? But, I mean, Everton have every right to feel pissed off, because that should have been a penalty for them and given them 3-2 the win. I mean, I wasn't too bad because, remember, guys, in the chat, no spoilers, LCFC.
I think he had put that in after I'd said it. So I'm
just firing a warning shot across his banner. Norwich 1, Stoke City 0 in the Championship. Dobbin has scored. He's obviously come on well. Or they're just showing here the red card. They would be doing if I hadn't looking frozen.
Yeah. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, looking at it live, it looked like he got a bit of meat on the tackle and there was nothing really much towards it. But when you slow anything down, Chris, it looks 10 times worse than what it ever is.
It does.
And the referee's... Oh, Bournemouth with a chance to hit the post. 10 men Bournemouth. Oh, it's a great save actually by Jose. Sorry, I thought he just hit the post. Bournemouth just countered. Long ball over the top. It seems to be David Moyes' way is the way. Shot was sneaking in at the near post. Jose Sarr at full stretch. Great save to keep it out. It's still 0-0 Bournemouth Wolves, Chris.
Just do some catch-ups here. Wilston 0, Ebbsfleet 1, Dundee United 1, Motherwell 0. Like I've just said, Norwich 1, Stoke 0, Dobbin, like I said, doing on really well since he was on the Harry Potter films. Wraith 1, Hamilton 0. It's Sabagnani that was sent off for a serious foul. It's got here 31 minutes for Bournemouth. Bromley 1, Harrogate Town 0. Blackpool 2, now Crawley 1. They've got a goal back up. And if Mike's he's probably at the game, Newport 0, Cheltenham 1. They're up to date with the scores. Not a red card, says LCFC. But I mean that he went over to the the monitor for the Everton game, and he took ages, bitch. In fairness, it was a tight call, but he changed his mind. And just tell me, is a shirt pull a foul in the box?
Yeah. Now you can for some reason it's allowed to kind of like have a little bit of a hold of as long as you let go before maybe they get the ball. But if they've got the ball and running at full pelt and you're pulling their shirt, you're stopping their momentum, and it's. But again, Chris, that rule only applies if you're Man U, Tottenham, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal. Maybe at a push Newcastle, who are now the big seven with their finances. But everybody else, it's I need to change my decision.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris, disaster for Leicester. Wolves have taken the lead. There is a bit of a commotion going on about the goal. Grow up. You are not 5 years old. Why are you doing all these little hand gesture butterfly celebrations for? You're not 5 years old. It looks like a mistake from the keeper, Kepa, on loan from Chelsea, I believe, or maybe even sold by Chelsea. It's a ball into the box, the right-hand side, played out to the box. It's whipped in. It bounces around everywhere, and then it just falls. It just falls kindly for the Wolves player, and he just latches it past a hapless Kepa. I mean, he should get booked for his dumb celebration. I hate this. I mean, I just hate this in football. Whatever happened to a hand-raising celebration or a flying eagle shit house celebration? Fine, but doing all this stupid
was that bad defending there by Bournemouth? It looked
it is. It's chaotic. It's Cunha with the goal for Wolves. Just to confirm it. It's chaotic. The ball kind of bobbles around. And disaster for Leicester. They are now 5 points away from safety. I mean, Championship is inevitable, but right now this is a huge nail in the coffin for Leicester, regardless of who they're playing in the next 5 to 6 weeks, Chris. The club looks doomed, and a result like this just maybe eventually helps us from
there's a goal at Portman Road. There's a goal at Portman Road.
It looks like it might be Ipswich. They've got the ball on the left-hand side. They cut back in the box, number 20. Yes, Chris. Ipswich 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2. It's a great work goal. The number 20 had created a few chances for Ipswich throughout the game before Tottenham had that successive spell of pressure. Hutchinson puts the ball down on the halfway line to get them back on the side. Just seeing the incident here, just seeing if there's any offside claims. Doesn't look like it. It's an absolute mess. It's an absolute Spurs classic. Ball played on the left. He's onside. He drills it back. And first time hit, it's Phillips who gave it to somebody. I couldn't see the shirt number to see who it was. He drilled it across
Hutchinson who scored.
And it's flown into the goal. Hutchinson gets Ipswich back into the game. It's now Ipswich Town 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2.
And we've got Coventry 2, Preston 0. Thomas has scored there for Coventry. And that's it, apart from Italy and Germany. Again, it's looking like it's not starting to look good for Leicester. There's a goal for Fulham for Palace as well. It looks like there could be a goal between Fulham and Palace.
Oh, Tottenham looking like Tottenham Hotspur in prime mode now. Ipswich have got their tails up, getting that goal, Chris, and it's nearly another defensive error that lets them in.
That looked
The goal
really.
just
It felt lucky for the Wolves player, but the defending was absolutely pathetic by Bournemouth.
Yeah, they unfortunately, Bournemouth took a leap out of the Leicester playbook with that ball. Although Bournemouth have a chance here, left-hand side, breakaway, chance in, byline, cuts across to nobody, but the ball bounces back in Bournemouth's favour.
Nice goal by Ipswich. Sorry, just to cut in there. Lovely call. What was the defence for Spurs doing?
Tottenham Hotspur at its finest, mate. They keep screwing things up on this left-hand side. Nearly a bad control. Nearly lets in Ipswich again. Ball in the middle. Ipswich have the ball. It's looped up. Spence is trying to deal with it.
Hold on. Gone ahead at Fulham.
Got the assist for the goal, and luckily Spurs.
What a joke of a goal! Oh my God! Defending at Leicester's best there. Ball came in. What? I want to see that from behind, and it's not showing me. It looked to be a joke of a goal, but it's Fulham 0, Palace 1. Palace heading towards safety. Swansea 1, Blackburn 0. The Popnicker scored on 39 for Swansea. They're leading at playoff chasing Blackburn. Well, in the playoffs, Blackburn Rovers. Colchester 0, Wimbledon 1 as well. And it's still Arsenal 0, West Ham 0. The one game that's the feature game here is not showing me any goals.
Oh, Hutchinson nearly making it 2-0. He slipped at the vital shot. Chris, oh my God, this is going to be horrendous to watch. Ipswich stole a march halfway inside the Tottenham half, played the ball out to the left where they've caused all the trouble in this game. He pulled it back to Hutchinson. This time he took the ball under control. Instead of hitting it first time, tried to get it onto his favourite foot, and just as he went to take the shot, he slips at the vital moment. Thankfully for Leicester and Tottenham, I guess, it went straight through. Although Son took a bit of a ambiguous fall there, and I believe an Ipswich player, show me your shirt number. Who are you? Ipswich player into the book for an innocuous foul on Son. No VAR looking at that to see if it's Godfrey who's been booked. Number 44 for Ipswich.
Bolton 0, Leyton Orient 1 in League One, I believe that is. Bolton 0, Leyton Orient 1. Kiernan scoring after 40 minutes.
Yeah. But I mean, right now, Chris, for Leicester, the Ipswich result is the bonus. But realistically, and again, we're talking about something as if it's going to happen. It's just not. Unless dramatic changes happen, which they're not, because Rude's our manager. If you was to tell me one of these teams is going to win and the other one's going to lose, I'd rather it be Wolves losing than Ipswich winning right now, because Ipswich will only go a couple points to 3 points ahead of us, whereas Wolves will make that gap look absolutely huge going forward. This is not a case for Leicester. One result, yes, but the other one so far.
Well, like I said, when Rude took over, there were 6 teams in the relegation battle. There's now 4, and Wolves, if they start to pull away, because of course they had a good start under the new manager.
Yeah.
Oh, Arsenal through here. And what was he doing? You greedy little bastard. He had the chance, did he, Rice, to put it across, and he didn't. He ran it to the line and into the keeper's arms. This is, got to say, a totally boring game. Wilston have equalised. Who are you? Reed, 27-minute penalty. Aberdeen have gone 1-0 up against Kilmarnock. And if you're interested...
shot saved there by the Ipswich goalkeeper. I will say this, Chris. Bournemouth might be down to 10 men and Wolves might be 1-0 up, but it is all Bournemouth since the goal. Tottenham just had a chance to make it 3-0, Chris. Breaking it up from Ipswich side. They had the shot. It came off the keeper's leg, looped into the air, and then headed out for a corner to Tottenham. So, action-packed first half in both games. Here, Tottenham do have a corner. It is still... Come on, take it, mate. Sometime before half-time. He crosses it into the box. Ipswich get it away. It's a bit difficult for me to see with my laptop here when it goes out that way because of how I have it. But it looks like it's been cleared, and now Ipswich could counter-attack here. Not much going on in the Wolves game. It's kind of on halfway. But Ipswich are forced back by Tottenham. So still Ipswich 1, Tottenham 2. Bournemouth, thought they were breaking away there, but the offside flag has stopped them. Although Tavernier down injured. Another yellow card in the Wolves game. That has...
We haven't scored!
Oh dear, West Ham.
West Ham have scored against Arsenal. It's been all Arsenal, I've got to be honest with you. But West Ham have just put the ball in the net. Bowen.
That is lucky. Now then, Chris. Bournemouth red card. He came in, high foot, slid in, got above him. Now,
again. Sorry, mate. Just showing this goal. The lovely run down the right-hand side. Got the ball in. There's about 7 Arsenal defenders in the box. It comes over. Bowen, thank you very much. Diving header. Nobody's going to stop me. And he just headed it in. Arsenal, the defence in the Premier League this season has been awful. 1-0 to West Ham. Totally. And I've got to say, Rice, if he'd have been a bit less greedy earlier and crossed the ball in earlier, it would have been Arsenal that were ahead. But it's goes down the other end. Arsenal 0, West Ham United 1, Gerard Bowen.
Yeah, well, that's the shock of the game so far, isn't it, in terms of big results, although not sure how much of a big shock it is. Ed Sheeran in the crowd at Portman Road. He's always a big Ipswich fan. He gets a chance to go. He does go. I think Ron Weasley sat with him with that ginger beard. I'm not sure. But no, Chris, going back to the instant.
I'm just going to do some catching up on scores here. Bromley 2, Harrogate Town 0. Stranraer 2, Stirling 0. Port Vale 1, Salford City 0. Rochdale 0, Barnet 2. Cambridge United 2, Stockport 0. Stranraer them as well. Stranraer 1, Stirling 0. Back to you, Cammy.
Yeah, cheers, Jeff. Bournemouth had a Wolves player went into the book. I didn't see actually who it was because there was something going on in the Ipswich Tottenham game as well. That's gone really scrappy. It's really sort of end to end. But Chris, the Bournemouth red card was for a slight high foot, and he got it wrong. Son could be in again, no, but Ipswich deal with the danger this time round. Son really is danger man. But after looking at it several times, it was given as a red card, and maybe rightly so. People might say, some might say it wasn't.
We've got 2 minutes injury time here at Arsenal. We've got 4 minutes at Bournemouth, 1 minute at Fulham, 3 minutes at Ipswich, and 2 minutes at Southampton. So things can change.
Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, the Bournemouth player gets clattered. He knocks the ball past the Wolves player and he gets taken out. 2-footed challenge, and it was only a yellow. Bit in the Ockers. Son causes problems all game, tries to have a shot from the edge of the box, doesn't work for him. Kulusevski keeps the ball for Spurs, but he is forced to go inside. Ipswich pressing Tottenham out. Not being able to see the bottom end of my telly is quite hilarious because sometimes I lose what's going on with the ball. But yeah, because that Wolves challenge, I'm not saying it's a red card, but I feel like if you're giving a red card for that, Tottenham have a chance, could go 3-1 up. Working it down on the right-hand side.
Half-time at the Emirates, by the way. Arsenal 0, West Ham 1, half-time.
Yeah, I just feel like if that's a yellow, then the first one's a yellow. It's not one or the other. And oh my God, you can tell
you're not
the number 8
consistency, are you? From the player. Yeah, so you're not expecting consistency from the referees, are you?
No, of course not. That'd be a joke. Chris, you can tell, right? You know that expression, the foreign players to go down too easy. But I can tell you this for a fact without knowing his name. The number 8 for Wolves is clearly a foreign player because the Bournemouth players running after a ball like this, his shirt at best must brush his nose with a little bit of wind in the gap. And what happens, Chris? Oh, my face is broken, my nose. Oh, what are we doing in this world of football? But yeah, confirmation at the moment, Chris. 17th place Wolves have 22 points, and Leicester and Ipswich staring down the barrel of relegation on a miserly 17 points.
Right. Well, let me see if I can get this to work then, and we'll go through the half times.
No, let me build the tension. Just because it's half time in real life doesn't mean it is on my game. There could be a goal in my game.
Here we go. Well, no, Bournemouth Wolves are still playing.
Yeah, last kick of the game, it seems here, Chris. There's the halftime whistle. It's Bournemouth 0, Wolves 1. Bournemouth down to 10 men. Bournemouth arguably the better side. A bit of fortune and miserable defending by Bournemouth allowed Wolves to get the lead. It has been all Bournemouth since that goal, though, Chris. As the lap gives away a free kick. You know what? I love it when it's a blatant, obvious free kick. Like he might as well have hit him with a DDT for what it was worth. And then the referee gives a free kick and he goes, "What did I do?" It's like, well, you just tried to murder him a little bit, mate.
Well, here we go down the half times as they stand around the country. So full time from earlier: Everton 2, Manchester United 2, Bournemouth 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Arsenal 0, West Ham United 1, Fulham 0, Crystal Palace 0, Ipswich Town 0, Tottenham Hotspur 2, Southampton 0, Brighton 1. And obviously, Villa Chelsea is a 5:30 kickoff. In Scotland, Celtic just losing the second game this season, and they lost it to Hibs, who beat them 2-1. 0-0 Aberdeen Kilmarnock. Dundee United 1-0 over Motherwell. Rangers 0, St Mirren 0, and Ross County 1, Dundee United 1. In the Championship, full times from earlier: Derby County, who are 1 off bottom now, 0, Millwall 1. Plymouth Argyle 1, Cardiff City 1. Cardiff City scorer got an assist from Alves there. Sunderland 0, Hull City 1. They're the full times. Half times: Coventry 2, Preston North End 0. Norwich 1, Stoke 1. Portsmouth 0, QPR 0. Swansea 2, Blackburn Rovers 0. Blackburn Rovers, of course, who lost their manager to Derby just recently. And West Brom 1, Oxford United 0. League One, Reading and Birmingham 0-0 earlier, as Rotherham lost to Barnsley 1-0. Half times: Blackpool 2, Crawley 1, Bolton 0, Leighton Orient 1, Cambridge 2, Stockport 0, Charlton 1, Exeter 0, Huddersfield 0, Peterborough 1, Lincoln 0, Burton Albion 0, Northampton 0, Bristol Rovers 0, Shrewsbury 0, Stevenage 1, Wickham 0, Wigan Athletic 1. And finally, League 2, Crewe beat Barrow and Morecambe lost to Walsall earlier. Accrington Stanley 0, Doncaster Rovers 1, Bradford City 1, Milton Keynes Don 0, Bromley 2, Harrogate Town 0, Carlisle 0, Gillingham 0, Colchester, Carlisle, of course, were rock bottom. Colchester 0, Wimbledon 1, Grimsby 1, Fleetwood Town 0, Newport 0, Cheltenham 1, Notts County 0, Tranmere Rovers 0, Port Vale 1, Salford City 0, Swindon Town 0, Chesterfield 0. And what I'm going to do is, Brad, I'm going to show the table, and you can talk us through the Premier League table at the bottom there.
Yeah, to say it's a bit of a mess is it's something else. Result right now as well, Chris, is making it look even worse. And realistically, in a weird sort of way, Chris, only two teams have themselves to blame for how bad their scenario is. Southampton, the most obvious, the most notable, because they're on 9 points and absolutely hilariously bad. But also Leicester, neither of them two teams should be, and I'm not saying they shouldn't be down at the bottom or they're not struggling. Yeah, that was pretty much inevitable. That the three teams that came up struggle. I'm not a lover of stats in terms of games and that, but you would look at the percentages of clubs that have managed to stay up once they get promoted, and it's probably not a high percentage, Chris. But I think Southampton and Leicester would be expecting to be either in and around it, or maybe even in front of the game a little bit, even if it was to be opposite to Wolves in a sense, 2 or 3 points clear of the drop. The only team in that bottom three that isn't disgracing themselves, just proving maybe the quality they have is not quite good enough to stay in the division, is Ipswich Town. They probably are a lot. Well, they will. I would be, if I was an Ipswich fan, I'd be a lot prouder of my team's effort, that's for sure, than I would be of Leicester Southampton this season. And Chris was saying this for about 10, 11 games now, if not longer. Our luck will not keep holding out. We've already seen the likes of Everton soar up the table. Man U getting come from behind underdog draw against
Everton. Just talking about Man United. Hi Rich, how you doing? Hard point earned for us in our relegation fight. I have to say, mate, I thought you were you got away with one, because that should have been a penalty at the end. I think you were very, very lucky with that. If that had been Leicester, I would have been screaming for the penalty. And I think, if you're honest, if it had been the other end, you would have been screaming for the penalty as well. Wasn't given, such is life. I'm happy because I went for a 2-2 in the prediction league. So all I would say is, though, mate, yes, it was a hard point. You came back from 2-0. You did, and Bruno Fernandes, I hate that guy, but if he was playing for Leicester, I'd love him, obviously. Getting a great free kick. But you need to have a look at that penalty on Match of the Day if you're watching it, Brad.
Probably not, because they'll depress me by showing Bournemouth play an absolute, dross side called Leicester.
But, and at the top, obviously, Liverpool played midweek and only got a draw. Arsenal at the moment it's down to, can't do me math, 7 points now. They are behind Liverpool. So they are just keeping on the tails. It isn't really over yet, is it?
No, not quite. And it would be something of Liverpool to kind of, do this all up. But it's not over in any shape or form, is it, Chris? Nothing really is up that end of the field. But, mate, just down our end,
we've seen teams, haven't we, lose bigger leads than that at the top. Newcastle.
We have, yeah.
Forest still in third. I have a feeling they're not going to end up there. I know this is a Leicester channel, but I've got to say, well done to Forest. If Forest keep one of the big six out of the European places, I don't care whether it's Forest, Bournemouth, whoever. Great, go and do it. Do you know what I mean? So well done to Forest. You're having a great season. I had you finishing bottom. Fantastic done. But I have a feeling Manchester City, only 3 points behind, will catch them up.
Yeah. You just feel like that's something that could happen. It's just been a weird old season, hasn't it, Chris? Forest up there. I know they're losing today, but Bournemouth up there. At Man City, I mean, there's bad, and then there's just an absolute horrible season. But then all of a sudden, Chris, they're not a million miles away of finishing where they ultimately need to. I mean, look, they've just done 5 Premier Leagues in the bounce. They were never going to keep winning it. Even the great Sir Alex Ferguson couldn't, maintain that with Man U. They dropped off, lost a championship here and there. So it is a bit of a weird season, but the one concerning thing for me when it comes to the Premier League is you just can't help but think, are the likes of Forest and Bournemouth, who Europa League football in fifth, sixth, or seventh would still be great for him. But you just feel like we're going to get to May, Chris. The 3 promoted sides will go straight back down. One of them's all but guaranteed, and results aren't helping the other 2, also notably Ipswich. And then we'll look at the season at the end, and it'll be Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City. And it'd be great to see Bournemouth and Forest in the European competition. Obviously, we saw what West Ham managed to do when they were in one. But you just feel like still come the end of it, it will still be that norm, Chris.
Yeah. I want to ask you if I can get a word in. Sorry, Brad. I want to ask you.
Sorry, but I was waiting to take it up.
We've got Man United coming up in 3 games. This will be the 4th time we've played them this season. Has any team lost to another team in the top flight of English football 4 times in one season?
Surprisingly enough, Chris, probably. There may have been a case where they've lost 3.
I haven't Googled it, but I don't think any team will have played the same team 4 times in one season in modern day football and lost all 4 times. In fact, how often, the chances of playing somebody 4 times is obviously, not huge, is it?
No, it's not. It's very, very fixed drawing. I mean, it's very unlikely that you get them in both cup competitions, as well as obviously having to play them in the league. I feel like Leicester have played the same opposition 4 times, scarily more than you probably care to admit in the Premier League or know that we have in the Premier League. But it'd be interesting if someone could say, wants to go and do the statistic works for us and check it out. It would be interesting to see if that has actually been done. Cue Leicester to get told when they're 4-0 down after 6 minutes that they're heading that way for the first ever team to do it. But we'll see, Chris.
Championship, just to quickly run through these. Leeds are first with 72. Sheffield United are second with 70. I am on a Leeds channel this coming Saturday morning, the Totally Levy podcast, so do check me out there. So it looked like Leeds are going to be coming back up. But Burnley third on 68. Sunderland, Blackburn, West Brom make up the playoffs. Bristol City just outside. At the bottom, Luton, they've gone from bad to worse. They've got relegated last season. It looks like they're going down this season. 28, Derby 29, Plymouth on 30. Cardiff just outside, along with Hull both on 33. Top of League One, Birmingham City. 6 points clear of Wickham in second on 64. And then in the playoffs, Stockport, Wrexham, Huddersfield, and Leyton Orient. At the bottom, Cambridge United, who look down, Shrewsbury, Crawley, and Burton Albion. Peterborough 2 points ahead of that on 32 in 20th. And League Two, Walsall at the top, Doncaster Rovers and Wimbledon are the 3 currently coming straight back up. With Notts County, Bradford, Port Vale, and Crewe in the playoffs. The other end, Carlisle United again look doomed, I'm afraid. And Morecambe look like they could be joining them. Tranmere Rovers 3 points clear in 22nd. 2 teams obviously go down from League Two. Players are coming out here for Ipswich West Ham. Don't know if you've got players coming out, Brad?
None as yet. Still on an advert, Chris. Funny enough, advert for women's football coming up, Chris. If you want some form of glimmer of hope as a Leicester fan, some shining light of brightness from one of the main teams, not the reserves or under 23s, Leicester women, back-to-back wins, huge 3-0 win against strugglers Aston Villa last weekend, have moved them up onto 12 points, Chris, and 6 points above Crystal Palace, who have 6 points. Funny enough, 3 of their points came against the Foxes early in the season. It was looking like a double relegation was on the cards for the ladies and the men's, but the women's found a way to get it going. It looks like the French Revolution is finally up and running.
They also looked for the if it goes. Just Arsenal just kicked off here. It also looks like you've got the team that's come up is going to get relegated for the second year running in the Women's Premier League.
Yes, fun fact, Chris. Leicester City were the only team that have come up and managed to stay up. They are the last side to do that, Chris.
Wow.
The last side that got promoted.
Maybe there should be letting some of the Leicester women players play for the men's.
Maybe they couldn't do any worse, Chris. At least they know what a goal looks like at the King Power. You have to watch the women's game to find out what it's like, but that's it. Players coming out in both my games, Chris. I can only imagine there's a little bit of time delay behind that.
Just to remind everybody of the halftime results, it was Arsenal 0, West Ham 1, Bournemouth 0, Wolves 1, Bournemouth down to 10 men, Fulham 0, Palace 1, Ipswich 1, Tottenham 2, Southampton 0, Brighton Hove Albion 1. Is there any consolation if we don't finish bottom?
Probably about 1.7 million's worth of consolation if we don't finish bottom. But that's about all it is, Chris, because it's not like we're not finishing bottom to a team that's going to end on 20 odd points and be chasing us down. Is it to try and stay up? It's beating the currently worst side to ever play in the Premier League, although you could be fooled thinking that with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Only financially is it a good. Is it good?
If you get a chance to watch the Arsenal West Ham game, do have a look at the West Ham goalkeeper. He really does look like a Colombian drug lord.
Sounds about right for West Ham. Yeah. Substitutions in the Ipswich game before half time, Chris. 44. Oh, for God's sake, bloody stream's frozen. I believe the guy who got yellow carded for Ipswich in that first half. Obviously, don't want to risk him getting sent off at 2-1 down. Yeah. So number 6 coming on for Ipswich. The Bournemouth Wolves game is back underway. Not much going on in that. This will be huge for Wolves. The only kind of saving grace for Leicester in that game, potentially, if Wolves were to draw or indeed worse, lose this game playing against 10 men, that could really knock their confidence going into the games. If my streaming site wants to not be an absolute person, we might actually kick off in Tottenham Ipswich. Tottenham having a huddle.
They haven't kicked off yet, mate. They haven't kicked off yet.
Yeah. I'll tell you something that's weird, Chris, right? How long is half time?
15 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah. What are managers usually doing in that time?
Well, if you called Ruud van Nistelrooy having a wank in the toilet.
Okay, but most managers would probably have a team talk, tell the team what they want, motivate them, send them out ready to go. So why were Spurs having a 2-minute huddle? There. What's
Trying
the
to
point?
keep each other warm. Here's a question for you, Brad.
Go on.
It's there. It's on the screen.
Do you think Leicester are down? I don't know if weirdly, I don't know if he's lost the dressing room because I feel like it might just starting to be turned. I don't know. I know you posted it out, Chris, but technical issues, Chris. Just answer your question.
Okay,
that's why I'm kind of sorting it and not. Madson's post-match report suggests that there could be a player meeting because he said things just need to change because they are not working now, that we need to change things and we need to do it now. So I'm just sort of hoping, Chris, as I just have to back out.
I hope it's not another meeting to say we need to get rid of the manager because, look, as much as I'm criticizing him.
Yeah, I feel like it should be a meeting where the players go to Ruud and go, look, we understand your way. We've really tried your way. But right now we're in a situation where losing games like this is not acceptable. We'll be down before the season ends. We need to work on something else. Help us help you sort of thing. I think it needs to be like that. Sorry, issues with my camera.
Oldham have gone 1-0. Oldham have pulled it back against Dagenham and Redbridge. That's 1-1. Fandop Talon, what a great name, has scored the goal. Portsmouth, Murphy scored after 48 minutes to put Portsmouth 1-0 up against QPR. Ross County 2-0 up against Dundee. Northampton are going to go down against Bristol Rovers. And then we're back up to date with the scores. Do you remember the World Cup? I think it was 80. Was it 82 when we got through to the semi-finals?
I don't remember that.
No, Bobby Robson was the manager. Yeah, Bobby Robson was the manager. All right, fuck off. Bobby Robson was the manager, and we hadn't had a particularly good start to the World Cup, and the players had a meeting allegedly with Bobby Robson, saying the manager, saying, "Look, we it's not working, like you say, the way you're asking us to play." And he sat down and had a chat with them all and what have you, changed it, and we got through to the semi-finals.
Yeah. I'm gonna quote our favourite person. We like to quote. Unfortunately, he is fictional, but a certain Mr. Michael Bassett, Chris, stubborn in his ways, had England on the teetering out of the group stages. They were 2-0 down to the bastard Mexicans, he famously said, and then he changed it to 4-4-2. No, I know it's fictional. I know it's not a real world, but it's got England to the semi-finals in that year as well, Chris, funny enough.
But coming back to real life, going back to real life, no, a manager listening to them, and that's why Bobby Robson was such a good manager, listening to the players, taking it on board and saying, right, thank you for coming to me, thank you for explaining that to me. I will let's see what we can do. Not the players going to say, look, we don't like the way you play and you've got to change. Discussing it. Norwich have gone 2-1 up against Stoke. Sargent scoring after 48. Barnet are 3-0 up now against Rochdale. It looks like they're doomed. Telford getting the third goal there. Tamworth 1, Southend 1. And let's have a look what else is happening. Cheltenham now, sorry, Mike, if you're watching. Cheltenham 2, Newport 1 at Newport. 53 minutes. So, yeah, it just shows what can happen if you really do, work as a team, as they say.
Yeah,
it was in the night. It was in the 90s then. Gray. Sorry, I'm getting me years mixed up. Maybe it was 92. It was when Bobby Robson was manager, and he because it was when Gary Lineker was in there as well. So it probably was 92. But that's the story I seem to remember.
Well, I mean, either way, I was not old enough to recall it. Although people do stay with my Leicester knowledge. I probably learned stuff in the womb, but no, I don't remember. Well, I've seen bits enough of it to say. You can tell we've got nothing to talk about on the games wise, Chris, because not much has happened in either game. Wolves do have a corner, but it's gone a bit stale, a bit dull. Both teams look like all they did at half-time was take a quick nap.
Indeed. Here we go. As England manager, Bobby Robson was known to frequently discuss and change tactics with his team, with a notable example being his decision to switch to a more attacking style.
Hold on, Chris. Spurs putting it back across the box. Oh, no, we're still with it. Sorry, go on.
As England manager, Bobby Robson was known to frequently discuss and change tactics with his team, with a notable example being his decision to switch to a more attacking role style in the latter stages of the 1990 World Cup, particularly when facing tougher teams, sometimes even making significant lineup changes to receive this tactical shift. Let's just have a look here. It says here, when was this?
Sounds like 92. Well, if it was a World Cup, it'd be Italian 90 or 94, wouldn't it?
I'm just seeing what's been highlighted here in Wikipedia. Usually it highlights things. but it hasn't.
Seems like there could be an injury here. Yeah, it is. It's an injury here for Ipswich player number 12 for Ipswich Town, coming off 5 minutes into the second half. It is Kajustis. I have not. It's old Kaj. Old Kaj is coming off, number 12, and number 14 Taylor coming off.
We've got a goal. We've got a goal. Bear with me. We have a goal. Portsmouth 2, QPR 0. By the way, Sutton 1, Braintree Town 1. But we've got a goal in the Fulham Palace game. Matea has scored after 55 minutes. Fulham 0, Crystal Palace 2. I'm just waiting for it to actually watch the goal. But it's 2-0 now. And Brighton have gone 2-0 up at Southampton. There's a goal there as well. Rutter after 56 minutes. Southampton looking doomed. Southampton 0, Brighton 2. Just your games that are boring at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, really boring. This is a goal kick to Ipswich to talk about. Bournemouth have a chance. Oh, just well done by Jose. So
just waiting for the goals to come up. They've not shown the goals at the moment, but it is 2-0 to Brighton and 2-0 to Palace. I mean, Palace are pretty much safe, aren't they? I mean, they're in 13th on 33 points.
Yeah, let's face it, Chris. Anyone above Wolves is safe. And even Wolves, as I say, they go on a run and neither Ipswich or Leicester get going. They'll be safe soon in 2 or 3 games' time anyway.
Yeah.
It's,
Clyde have gone 2-0 down to Spartans. There we go. This is the Brighton goal. The goalkeeper kicks it up from a free kick. Oh, my God. Oh, my good God. That, honestly, that was Leicester defending. The goalkeeper, the defender for Southampton, was just literally he fell over trying to protect the ball. And then it was 2-on-2. And the guy played it across the box and he just had to tap it in. You won't have an easier goal than that. That was defending Leicester style. It really was unbelievable. Accrington have equalised against Doncaster 1-1. I'm still waiting to see the Palace goal. But it's Southampton 0. They're now on minus 40 goals. Oh, that was a nasty kick there. Both of them went up for the ball, in fairness. And he kicked him as he went for it. Doesn't look like anything's happening in your 2 games at the moment still, Brad.
No, I mean, tears of boredom, Chris, is all I can tell you. In other non-surprising news, Chris, for those that love to see eggs chucked backwards, Wales lost again.
Oh dear, sorry. You're not going to show me the Fulham Palace goal yet. They're not going to. No, it's cancelled off. It's cancelled off. It's still Fulham 1, Crystal Palace. Sorry, Fulham 0, Crystal Palace 1. VAR must have ruled it out. That took the time.
Ooh.
And Arsenal, to be honest with you, one of those games where one team is completely always attacking, but you just know they don't look like they're going to score. That's Arsenal. Arsenal have got so much of this game. Oh, here we go. What's happening here? Let's have a look. Palace have it on. Play it into the... No, yeah, or back heel into the box. What was wrong with that goal? What was wrong with that goal? Let's have a look. Was he offside? Oh, my God.
Was his left shoelace too long?
Yeah, you're not telling me. Oh, for God's sake. And then the 2 of them went for it. If he'd let his attacking partner shoot, he hadn't been offside and he'd run on and he scored, it would have been a goal. I mean, what? Oh my God. Maybe he farted and his shorts had blown out at the back, and that was what was offside. Oh, that was unreal. That was unreal.
The joys of football, Chris. The joys of this.
Indeed. Oh, Rangers are losing now. Rangers in Scotland 0, St Mirren 1. Mavdron has scored after 51 minutes. And somebody's getting booked there for West Ham. And it is Paddy Bow. Of course it is. Who else would it be?
Not a lot to unfortunately tell you. It's calmed down in both games.
Oh my God. Oh my God. How did that not go in for Palace? Oh my God. It was a Palace corner. Good corner. What? I mean, I don't know whether you could either say that was an excellent save from the goalkeeper or it hit him. Let's have a look. Headed down. Well, it was headed straight at the goalkeeper. He got a chest on it, so I don't think you can say that was a good save. Fulham 0, Palace 1. Hopefully you can't hear that in the background. Northampton 1, Bristol Rovers 1. Castellio after 61 minutes. Accrington 1, Doncaster 2 now. Your favourite player, Ward, 61 own goal. That's his age, not the minutes, by the way. Don't know if Brad's... Are you still there, Brad?
I am. One of my streams went down. Sorry, that's all.
No, it's all right. No, not a problem. I just sort of didn't want to end up talking to myself. Oh,
I should have stayed silent, shouldn't I, folks? I should have stayed silent. Honestly, not a lot going on here. Sorry, go on.
That would have been the most sensible conversation I've had with you in ages.
Oh, Wolves should have been 2-0 up. Ball across the box, left-hand side, broke down it. Ball across, he connected with it first time and he smashed it wide. It nearly got from bad to worse for both Bournemouth and Leicester. Ipswich have a free kick on the right-hand side. I am back up and running properly with all my streams, although, to honestly, I wasn't missing much until just then. But yeah, it's the most sense you'll get out of me anyway. And I'll tell you what, Chris, had Wolves put that in the back of the net, it would have counted. Yeah. It was onside. They've just shown the replay.
If it gone in the back of the net, it would have been a goal.
Yeah, and if Leicester hadn't conceded 4, they'd have got a point.
Yeah. Swansea 3, Blackburn 0 now. Cullen has scored at 62 minutes. Bolton equalised against Leyton Orient. McAtee, after 60. Grimsby 1, Fleetwood 1. We're up to date on the scores. And honestly, there's no way Arsenal are actually... You know what I was saying earlier about could Liverpool lose what have you? No. Because Arsenal are never going to catch them.
It's 2-2. There's a goal at Portman Road. It's 2-2. It's awful. Bottom Hotspur yet again. Oh, the flag's gone up for offside. Bottom Hotspur. It's fine. It was a free kick, Chris. It hit the wall. They had a snapshot. They got the wall on again. Oh my God, this could count, Chris. And the only reason I say it could count is because he's as offside as Harry Maguire was in the FA Cup. So we know this could still count, even though there's VAR, because the officials are that tragic. He's about as far offside as I am as far from you, Chris. Thankfully for Leicester, it has stood. The flag was raised. It was the number 6 for Ipswich. It was a great header, to be honest with you.
Wolves are attacking. Is this the one? How did that not go in? Sorry, Brad. There's a great... That might be the one you were looking at.
Bournemouth have a corner. Bournemouth have a corner in my game. And it's... Jose Sarr's got it. He clawed it with one hand. For half a second, it looked like he might drop it, but he's managed to get his other hand to it as well. And it's gone all the way. Right. You know what, Chris? He's done exactly what you do in a situation where you're trying to hold on to a result in the game. Do you know what Jose Sarr did, Chris? I tell you what, we'll play a little bit of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the £100 question. Did he, 50-50, you can have two options. I won't give you four. Did he, A, try and pass it out of the back with his defenders while they're all over him? Or did he, B, launch it 75 yards all the way up down the other end of the pitch and clear it for Bournemouth to have it in their own half? Tottenham chance, great bot one, number 3.
James. I'm going to go A, final answer.
You're going to go that he passed it around the back, did a Leicester. You'd be wrong, Chris, I'm afraid. He booted it 75 yards out of danger and made sure that Wolves could regroup and regenerate. Because you know what, this goalkeeper, this manager, has one of these, not the skull, the thing inside it, mate. He knows what to tell his players to do. Right,
here we go. Grimsby 1, Fleetwood 1. Fleetwood have equalised. Aldershot have equalised against Hartlepool. I may have said that before. Grimsby 2, Fleetwood 1. Race 2, Hamilton 0. We've had a goal. Palace had a goal cancelled earlier. It looks like Munoz has scored after 66 minutes. It looks like Fulham 0.
Oh, now then.
Palace 2.
Now then, Chris, I obviously have no volume on here. Is there something being looked at here? No, it seems like the referee blew his whistle. I wasn't sure what had actually happened. I thought it was a goal kick, but the referee's overruled the linesman, I think, and gave another corner to Tottenham. Spurs, Human Son on a hat-trick of assists, gets the ball into the box. It doesn't quite drop for Tottenham. They're trying to make space, and that's an awful pass from the number 15. Into the floor, goes down. Penalty shouts. O'Shea gets a pat on the back. The number 4 for Tottenham is apoplectic. He's
what a goal!
A foul.
Palace have got their second. It is 2-0. That started in their own half. That was a breakaway with a marvellous through ball. Fulham managed to get the defenders back.
Oh, now then, Chris.
But he took it
then, Chris.
And took it himself.
Interesting one for you here, Chris. That's got to be a yellow card and a penalty. I'm sorry, but that is disgusting if this doesn't get awarded. And I'm saying this about Tottenham Hotspur here, Chris. This is absolutely baffling, right? The poor Pat Maddison is coming on. Double goal scorer Brennan Johnson's coming off. He won't get his hat-trick on the match ball today. He's coming off of Maddison. But Chris, in a world of absolute bonkersness, O'Shea, the ball was played through to the number 4. It was a poor ball through. He's not getting the ball, Chris. The Tottenham player is not getting the spoilers. I think Jed Spence has come off as well for Tottenham. Didn't see the other substitution as Wolves are breaking away. Right? He's not getting the ball. John O'Shea looks directly at him. And Chris, look at me here. You need to look at me here to see it. Chris, he literally, say John O'Shea, not John O'Shea, but O'Shea looks at the number 4, who's not stopping the ball going out of play. It's going to be a goal kick. It's not going to be anything other than that. He looks at him and elbows him like that. Nothing, not even VAR. But I guarantee you, if Jamie Vardy did that or Woutface did that, we'd be looking at a penalty. And I know that it's weird that I'm saying it, but Tottenham Hotspur guaranteed penalty should be red card. Didn't even attempt to go for the ball. What a joke the officials are in this world. Let me
go back to Paris' goal now. It was a fantastic.
Sorry, Chris, that was outrageous.
It was a fantastic goal by. Oh, hang on. Brighton through. Oh, surely. Oh, my fucking God. What the fuck? You may well cover your face up with your shirt, young man. What the hell were you doing there? Oh, Southampton should be 3-0 down. It was a breakaway, a lovely ball through. He had a defender on him, the goalkeeper. He stopped the Brighton guy, went to take it around the goalkeeper, and then played it so softly the goalkeeper could get his hand to it, and he totally missed it. What a plonker! It remains Southampton 0, Brighton 2. That should have been the third and game over. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I don't know who the referee is in this Ipswich Tottenham game, but he needs to go back to Clown College because he failed that as well. Because Hutchinson, I don't know if anyone's informed him, you're not allowed to swap shirts until full-time whistle, but he just basically took Son's shirt off his back, and it only took Son going to the floor before the referee gave an incident. He's gave that free kick, but he didn't give a clear and obvious penalty. Chris, this game is going to the circus. It's well and truly in town. Wolves have a corner to maybe double their lead. Kepa flaps at it. It's clear, but
Aldershot 2 now, Hartlepool 1, Swindon 1, Chesterfield 0, Charlton 2, Exeter 0, Campbell scoring there. Dagenham and Redbridge have had a penalty, gone 2-0 up against 2-1 up against Oldham. There has been a goal. Hang on. Has there been a goal at Brighton? Southampton 0, Brighton 3. Yes, it looks like Southampton are dead and buried. Mitoma has scored after 71 minutes. The scourge of Leicester, Mitoma is. So they just missed an absolute sitter, but it looks like they have got their third. There's VAR at the moment. Possible red card. Denial of a goal-scoring opportunity here at Arsenal. He showed a yellow card, the referee. He's going over to the monitor. He's going to have a look and see
if it takes 1 or 3 minutes, expect the red card.
Yeah. But he's been told to go and check it. This could be even worse news now, I think it's the Arsenal player. Could be even worse now for Arsenal. 1-0 down. Checking possible red card. Not sure who the referee is. He does look familiar, though.
Tottenham creating chances here, trying to knock the stuffing out of it. Since that offside goal,
right, he's coming back. 1 second, Brad. He's coming back. Whistle is in the mouth. He says, no, it's a red card. He's given it. He's cancelled the yellow. He's given it a red. Arsenal are down to 10 men, and they are a goal down. Are we seeing Arsenal? And it's Lewis Skelly, who's been sent off, the number 49. Denied a goal-scoring opportunity. Was a yellow card given. And now it's yes. Let's have a look. Have a look at this, Brad. I'm having a look at this.
Overturn. Bournemouth trying to find a way back into this game. It's been a little bit stretched, Chris. Wolves having more of the chances, notably with the man advantage, but Bournemouth still threatening. Hopefully Skelly doesn't get away with this double yellow card and actually will miss a few games. And are Arsenal doing a Tottenham?
Yes, I think they are. Honestly, they have had if this was 1-1 or 0-0 or 2-2, you go, okay, yeah, that's probably because Arsenal have had much, but they just literally West Ham did score against the run of play, but you don't score when you're on top. That's what happens. And they're down to 10 men. I think they're throwing away the title here. Harry Potter, old Graham there, doing his bit of magic. Bum. Saints and us are whipping boys, says Gray. I think you're totally right. Ayr United 1, Livingston 0, Annan 2, Alloa 1, and Forest Green 0, Woking 1. Beauty Man. I had to say that just to read his name out. Beauty Man. I still haven't seen the goal at Brighton, but Brighton are 3-0 up. It doesn't really affect us. Southampton.
I mean, right now, Chris, it's a bit cagey in the Bournemouth Wolves game. Wolves had a couple of corners, a couple of half chances, most notably that chance that you got the chance to see as well. But Bournemouth, realistically, Chris, aren't out of this. You would say, if you didn't know there was a red card in this game, you would say that Wolves are buoyed by fortunes changing a little bit, but it's pretty even Stevens here. I mean, you love it when your team does it. You hate to see it when a team you don't want to is doing it. Wolves are playing a bit of low tactics, falling over all the chances, trying to time waste. Hopefully for Leicester, it will cost them. Lots of substitutes happening in both games now.
Sargent has got his second goal for Norwich, and Norwich are now 3-1 up against Stoke. Well, I'm going to see the goal now, so let's have a look. Oh, lovely back heel. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I mean, I have got to say, I am watching here, Brad. Believe it or not, I am watching worse defending than when I'm watching Leicester.
That's a statement when you've had to witness Wout Faes being our back line.
Did you see my wanted poster earlier?
Yeah, I kind of had to guess it was Faes because it actually looks nothing like him. I don't know if the AI image didn't really do you justice.
I was struggling to get a decent AI image of him as a prisoner. That was the problem.
Yeah, I could tell it was either that or that. But Ipswich here, Chris, 17 minutes gone, have a chance. Number 14 screaming for it. He doesn't get it, and that's an awful cutback. That's a worse cutback than Akinbaye shooting. As Ipswich.
Hey, I would take Akinbaye now.
Chance for Bournemouth here, Chris. Byline cut back, and nobody's there. For God's sake, the one time I need Bournemouth to turn up. Do you know what, Chris? It's typical, isn't it? As Wolves try and break away. Do you remember the last time Leicester got relegated?
Yeah, that was Bournemouth.
Yeah,
we'll blame Bournemouth for everything.
Yeah, it's all Bournemouth
2, QPR 1. QPR got a goal back with Dunn after 74. And in Scotland, Alloa have got a goal back, and it's now Annan 2, Alloa 2. And then Kelty Hearts 0, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 1.
I believe Tottenham just making their last 2 changes, Chris. I believe they've made 3 already. They're making 2 more now. So referee's having a word with 2 players. Yeah, they are. They're making all the subs. Number 7's come off. Heung-min Son has come off. He's been their best player. He's got 2 assists in the goal. It's Son and Matthias Tell, the guy who's begrudgingly gone on loan to Tottenham. He's come off. Maddison giving him a pat on the face there. Odegaard and Scarlett Johansson, it must be coming on for they hired the Avengers, Tottenham, to sort their season out. Scarlett Johansson's coming on.
Who do we then?
Hull, maybe, to start thrashing cars at them. That might help. Bournemouth with a chance to break away here, Chris. Right hand side. Lovely ball into the edge of the box. Number 7, Smith goes down! Oh, well, I mean, referee Clown Shoes says nothing. Doesn't even give a free kick, goal kick, offside. I think he's just hoping VAR will give all the decisions. I think it is a goal kick to Wolves. Was there anything really in it? I mean, he gets inside. Probably would have been a free kick, if anything. Just trying to get a better look at it here. Well, I mean, if you're allowed to throat chop somebody, calm down, mate. You want to go kick. Jesus Christ, I've never seen such pathetic behaviour, some of these players. Doing stupid little robot hand gestures. And then when you want to bloody go kick, calm your knickers, mate. Don't get too wet while doing it.
Oi! Oh, coming from behind here. Bolton 2 have just had a penalty. Morley's got in the 75th minute. Leyton Orient 1. And Northampton has got a second. Guinness Walker is scoring against Bristol Rovers. That's where your Guinness then went, Gray.
There's a long stoppage in play here, and I just thankfully noticed the stoppage in play because all they did then was just show the red card, and I thought Bournemouth had gone down to 9 men, but thankfully it's not. Seeing that goal back again is just horrible defending. And I'll be honest, Chris, honest as they are, look, fair play to Wolves. They're taking on a very good Bournemouth side this season. They're doing, just about enough defensively to keep them out. But it just shows you how pivotal it is to not do anything that's, cheers, Gray, to do anything that's reckless in a game like this, because I would still say, in terms of edge, it's been a pretty even game. Maybe Bournemouth, some may argue Wolves, and I couldn't really argue with it. It's been fairly even game. And it could be a case of what if, from a Bournemouth and Leicester perspective, come full time here, Chris, had they not gone down to 10 men. Like I said, the only false hope is as I think it was Gray said there, would be. I know it was Ronald said false hope would be Wolves conceding a
there's
late.
a goal. I've got a goal, mate. Ipswich Tottenham game. There's a goal.
Okay, waiting for it to happen on my screen. Tottenham coming down the left-hand side. This is promising. This would be the nail in the coffin field for Tottenham. Let me get the professional headset on. It's frozen stream. Great, awesome. Goal. I'm guessing for Tottenham. Wait there, Madison dancing feet. He's loaded up, cuts it back, shot deflected. It's in. It is 3-1. It looked almost inevitable. James Madison with an assist. It's 3-1. That's the game here. Surely over now for Ipswich. Look to be doomed like Leicester to be 5 points.
I'm just watching it here. Louis Spence here.
Yeah, it is. It's Lewis. I think it's. Is it Jed Spence?
It's Louis Spence, the dancer.
You never know when these kids You never know, do you? It could be. It could be named after him. I think it's Jed Spence.
Oh, did it take a deflection? It might have taken a deflection. Let's have a look. Madison. That was Madison who was twinkle toes. Plays it off.
Side-footed there.
Got it.
Deflection off the back of the leg.
3-1.
Okay. Game over then.
Spence at one time.
I think so. I think he's the former. He's a former Middlesbrough player.
Yeah,
it's a deflection, but all it's doing is he's projecting it higher into the goal. I think it was a good goal. Madison with the assist, return of the Madders, and it looks like Tottenham Hotspur making it back-to-back wins in the Premier League.
Yeah.
What Leicester fans right now would give to what Leicester fans would give right now to give one of these goals to Bournemouth. I'm having awful issues because both teams.
Just go through the scores while you do that. So it's Ipswich 1, Spurs 3, Spence on 79, Bonnyrigg Rose 0, 4-4-2, an own goal there to make it the second goal. Notts County 1, Tranmere 0, Whittaker after 80 minutes. Annan 2, Alloa 3, Gentles scoring after 82, Coventry 2, Preston 1, Keane getting a goal there after 82 minutes, Port Vale 2, Salford City 1, Norwich 4, Stoke 1. They are getting an own goal there. And there's been another goal at Southampton. We'll come back to that in a second. Aldershot 2, Hartlepool 2, Boston United 0, Eastleigh 2. It's all over. Good night, Vienna. Southampton 0, Brighton 4, Hishelwood scoring the fourth goal. Southampton, bye-bye. We're going to join you, I know, but there we go. It's Southampton 0, Brighton 4. Just looking, waiting for the goal to come up, Brad. That's a free kick, but not a penalty for Arsenal. So
chance to kill the game off here, Chris. Ball across the box, poor ball. Bit of a mess made of it. The clearance though by Bournemouth. Shot from distance. Oh, that's just over the bar. Wolves could have done to Bournemouth what Tottenham
it is. That's how it was a good goal there for Brighton as well. 4-0 to Brighton. Come on, Brighton, get one more. You got 8 minutes and it won't make us look quite as bad.
I can't even remember what I predicted, Chris.
Newport have had a player sent off. Courtney Baker-Richardson for dissent on the 83rd minute for Newport. Notts County, Jatta scored in the 83rd minute.
Catch him, Bournemouth! A mistake by Wolves! Oh, for God's sake! Wolves they're so lucky, Wolves. They're playing against, I tell you what, Chris, I'll take it all back. They're playing against 10 men and they're absolutely cacking the pants. The defender swung a leg in it wildly, absolutely misfortune here. And to just get a lucky block on the shot. Oh, so fortunate. Yeah.
Prashant, nobody's really safe from relegation. There's too many games still left to go. But no, they're definitely not. Montrose 0, Queen of the South 3. Okay. Bryden, 85th minute penalty. Arsenal missing the free kick there. Arsenal are throwing, definitely not throwing away the chances, but they're again, I mean, Gray said there, how many more chances will we squander if Wolves mess up? Probably about as many as Arsenal are squandering to catch up with Liverpool.
Yeah, we've got 12 games left. Carry the 4 -2. We'll probably squander another 12 opportunities, Gray. It just looks like for both Leicester and Bournemouth, sadly, it's going to be one of these days as, oh my God, Ipswich are doing a Tottenham. A lacklustre kick out, wasn't really hit with any power, just looped up in the air, and Ipswich lucky to get away with it. It's very scrappy in the Wolves-Bournemouth game, Chris. Bournemouth the door, though. They are trying to show that why they're up there this season and get away, get an equaliser. It'd be a great point for them in the grand scheme of things, considering they've been down to 10 minutes since 30 minutes.
Charlton 3, Exeter 0, Maidenhead 0, Yeovil 2.
Yeah, it's a yellow card here for a Bournemouth player. But I tell you what, if he did any more roly-polies, he'd have won gold in the breakdancing contest in the Olympics. He rolled over that many times, a Wolves player. Absolutely pathetic to see. He scrapes his shin and he does about 75 roly-polies. I mean, really, he put Australia to shame in the breakdancing there. He really did. A yellow card for Scott.
To Tottenham. Come on, Brad. What's going on?
Well, you're jumping ahead when I'm watching it, mate. If it happens on my show, I'll let you know. But right now, my stream's been a bit cack, mate. My stream started freezing. But, folks, pretend it's still 3-1. You ready? Ipswich breaking away. Ball passed out from the back. I sense a goal coming, Chris. Manners has the ball on halfway. I'm probably about 40 seconds behind, so it might take another 6 minutes to happen. Oh, come on. Get to the bloody goal. Come on. Useless stream sites. It should be legal. Pedro Porro. Great ball. When's this goal happen, Chris? Is it full time at bloody Portman Road? Because this goal doesn't seem to be happening anytime bloody
it's
soon.
It's the 84th minute. Colours for
I'm on like 82. Let me see if I can catch the flipping thing up.
It's come down the right-hand side.
Let's go! Goal! Ipswich, it's Kulusevski scored for Tottenham. You didn't know it was happening, Chris. You're as shocked as I am. It's game over here. And if we're bad, you're just as worse, Ipswich. It's Ipswich 1, Tottenham Hotspur 4. Breaking news, that goal definitely didn't happen 2 minutes ago. My stream, I had to reload it to catch it up. I didn't know it was that bad behind. But yeah, I was thinking.
And I apologise for shouting it out. I was going up and down the channels and I just came across it. I was trying to find.
It's a great. Oh, it's another deflected goal. But Kulusevski picked up the ball just inside his own half, sprinted down the right. Ipswich were at 6s and 7s, trying to chase him back. He's had a shot, and I think the guy who's doing the stream for me is an Ipswich fan because it's only been going dodgy since it's been going worse for them. A slight deflection. It's gone. It's gone in off the post. It's a great finish. To be honest with you, even with the slight deflection.
Literally 3.5 minutes away, plus any stoppage time from getting.
Yeah, I mean that one on my phone, Chris. While I'm watching that one, there's been, chef's kiss. The stream's been brilliant, but
which one's working best for you?
The Bournemouth Wolves one. It's dead on time. I'm on 87 minutes. The Ipswich one's at 80.
I will go then. I will go to Ipswich Tottenham.
Yeah, go on, piss off, leave me alone. Let me do it myself.
Yeah, it's a corner to Ipswich on the far side. They're only playing for pride now.
Yeah, I'll turn that one off, Chris, because they've only just kicked back off on mine. If you want to keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, because the Wolves, West Ham, Arsenal's boring as hell. Oh, side netting there for Ipswich. I mean, as it comes to goal difference, and this could be a very important thing, on -27 now. No, -30 Ipswich. Leicester on -34. But we're both of us are working.
We're coming for you. Ipswich's goal difference. We're coming for you.
It's sad, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Really is that sad, mate. That's how bad it's got. Oh dear. Looks like Wolves heading towards a huge 3 points. Of course, Chris. Leicester losing Friday night abysmally, and Ipswich similarly suffering a huge defeat themselves still going on at that game, but obviously it's all but over. But to be fair to Bournemouth, yes, Wolves in the second half, notably having that man advantage, have managed to kind of see more of the ball in that half, because even in that first half, Chris, even with the man disadvantage, Bournemouth were definitely creating more chances.
Yeah.
But it looks like, barring a very late goal for Bournemouth here, Wolves are going to, well, you'd say on current form with both clubs as well, Chris. That could be enough for them to stay up this season. 22 points. That's how shocking, realistically, all teams have been. Ball into the box, and that's just been the story of it. Jose Sarr, take a bow, mate, because you have been absolutely phenomenal. That's what a goalkeeper does when a ball comes into his box. He claims it as his own. He picks it up like it's his own child, and he's saving it from hitting the ground. He makes sure that Wolves just clear the danger, as we are seconds away. Haven't seen an indication or I mean, I'm just trying to be nice, Gray. That's why I said losing, not dismantling. But it was an absolute buggering of finest proportions. Ooh. Seconds left. Here, Chris.
Then played it into the box, and it went straight to the opposition.
Still waiting to see how long we'll have loaded up. How long we'll have extra here? 6 minutes for Bournemouth to give Leicester false hope. But Wolves could kill it off here.
8 minutes at Fulham, and it's 4 minutes at Southampton. Southampton, I'm imagining, can't wait for this game to finish.
Oh, I bet they can't, Chris. I bet they can't, and I can't blame them either. I feel better. At least Southampton and Ipswich fans know how bad we feel as well, in terms of.
It is a shared pain, isn't it?
Yeah. Fair play to us. We like to share the pain.
Arsenal, I think here, I've just gone back to the Arsenal game, because Arsenal, I mean, you can say this about Leicester, but Arsenal are the agents of their own downfall.
Yeah, everybody's taking a lesson in the art of Leicester at the moment.
8 minutes, did I say 8 minutes at Ipswich? 8 minutes at Ipswich.
Yeah. There is. We are 1 minute. Yeah, we're 1 minute into the 6 added on here. This chance for Wolves, it was a great ball in. The 36 tried to unselfishly play it across the 6-yard box, to be honest with you. Great fine interception by the Bournemouth defender.
Oh, West Ham now. West Ham could be going for a second. This would kill. Oh, they've messed it up. They've messed it up. Absolutely. I mean, there was two against 2. They had it. Ferguson just didn't keep up with the West Ham player. He absolutely made a cock up of that. That was Daka-esque, to be honest with you.
Don't give Daka that much credit.
Well, in fairness, he should have played the pass in front of him more. 8 minutes as well on at Arsenal. We're into the fourth. We've had half of those.
Wolves have everybody behind the ball here, Chris. They're just trying to hit Bournemouth on a devastating counter, sending it long at any opportunity they get. That's how you see a result out. Bournemouth get the ball back. They've got it with Kepa. We are just coming up to halfway of the 96 minute played. Another ball into the box. It's a good ball. Number 7, you are an arse clown. Oh, that was Daka. He just fell over. He just fell over. It was a great ball in. Finally gets it. And he swung a right leg at it. It's at the inside of his left thigh and bounced out harmlessly for a goal kick. If you want to sum up Leicester season in a non-Leicester game, that is just the typical Vitality Stadium. It's 0-1 to Wolves. And, well, not that we deserve to have any false hope. We really don't. Looks like Wolves are getting all 3 points here as we just tick into the 93rd minute. Oh, Bournemouth here.
Arsenal are gonna
4
get it.
versus 3. Chance of killing off. Great save by Kepa. That would have done it there, Chris. That really would have just done it. Wolves would have doubled their lead. I'll be honest with you, Chris, don't deserve it. They haven't done enough here to justify being 1-0 up. Wolves, yes, they've had more chances in the second.
It's full
Half an hour
time.
for the first
Southampton 0. Southampton 0. Brighton and Hove Albion 4.
I bet they're glad it's a local derby. I mean, not that they're losing the local derby, but the fact that they don't have far to go home.
Yes.
Wolves have a corner, and again, things you love to see if your team do it and hate to see when you don't want them to do it. Wolves take it short, and they'll probably go all the way back to Jose Sarr. No, forced to go in midfield. Bournemouth with it, trying one last breakaway. Bournemouth, you need one more chance to take to get yourselves back into it, but that's a waste.
Last
An
2 minutes
absolute
for
waste.
Arsenal.
Absolute waste of Bournemouth and the looping ball.
Do you think if Bournemouth hadn't had the player sent off, they might have got something?
Yeah, Chris, I feel like they probably had the better of the ball. Like I say, the fact that they have 10 men has put them in a bit of a position to be stretching Bournemouth a bit and create more chances. But realistically, naturally, the steam went out of Bournemouth a bit, and they weren't able to keep going at the rate they were to.
A late goal in the 96th minute. Ayr United 1, Livingston 2. 95th minute, Aldershot 3, Hartlepool 2. Sorry, that's your team, Jeff. Wealdstones have got 4-0 up against Ebbsfleet.
We are into the last 40 seconds here, Chris. It is all Bournemouth, naturally. Wolves back to the wall.
21 attempts for Arsenal, 2 on target.
And that's why they're not going to win a league. 30
Yeah.
seconds left. Wolves just... No, Bournemouth, the goal you're aiming at's that way. 25 seconds left. Wolves player falls down on the floor. What for? Game over, Chris. I mean, the referee's not blowing his full-time whistle here, but Wolves player just goes, And the referee goes, oh, I didn't see that. Must be a free kick. Oh, Clown College, refund the receipts because they didn't pass the courses. Oh, look at him smiling like a
It's
Cheshire cat.
a last minute corner here to Arsenal. You know what they can do from corners?
Probably have West Ham's goalkeeper go, thanks very much. You know what, Chris? I'm going to cheer myself up a little bit. Bournemouth manager there going, ref, come on with the tap and watch. If you look at Areola, the Bournemouth man. Oh, you're a scumbag, ref. You are a scumbag. They literally took 40 seconds to take a free kick with about 30 seconds of play left. Went over the time. The second they took the free kick, it's ended here at the Vitality Stadium. Wolves have won. Congratulations, Wolves. But this referee, go back to Clown College. Retake your level 1s, mate, because you are the worst referee I've seen all day. Well done, Wolves. I don't want to say, you know what, though, Chris, they actually don't deserve 3 points. Bournemouth were down to 10 men and actually were really in the game. They really created chances. But hey-ho, Chris, you get what you deserve in football, and Wolves may argue that in other performances they were robbed, and football swings and roundabouts. At the end of the day, Leicester have been too poor this season, and Chris, barring some form of miracle, which I do not see happening, I know you don't either, I don't think anybody watching sees happening, it doesn't really matter. Wolves are now safe, in my opinion, because we're not making up 5 points in Laura Ipswich. I think that's it. I think the bottom 3 is the bottom 3 that will go down, Chris, honestly. Because that's just crap. It's pathetic. From both Leicester and Ipswich. I think that's how races ran. Our horses.
How long to go?
We're in a race. Yeah, I'd like to say our horses win a race, Chris, but what happened when the traps opened at the start of the season is our horse fell over. Southampton's went backwards.
Arsenal have lost. Sorry, Arsenal have lost. Arsenal 0, West Ham 1. Is your Bournemouth Wolves game still playing?
No, finished. It's 3 points.
Bournemouth 0, Wolves 1. It had finished here, but I didn't want to say it. It's finished at Craven Cottage, Fulham 0, Palace 2. And Southampton 0, Brighton 4. I could say is finished. So we've still got the Ipswich game going on. I don't know if that's going to come up. But we can't rely on other people, can we?
No, Chris. And I think when we went through the fixtures at the start of the season, way back when Steve Cooper Trooper was in charge, we turned around and look. I think we got to this point of the season, and I said, when we get to the Man City, Man U, Newcastle reverse fixtures, we need to be in a position of power, either just above or maybe even Everton.
Ipswich 1, Tottenham 4. Thank you, Tottenham.
Yeah, but we need to be in the position Wolves were today, Chris. We needed to be a couple of points, 3 points even ahead of them. And because I said, if not, it would spell disaster for our season. And that is clearly what it is spelling and how spelled for Leicester. And like I said, 12 games, 20 games, it doesn't matter. I'm calling it, Chris. You know, we can't just go call it. Time of death on Leicester season, 16:59 on the 22nd of February. Because that's it. I don't care if Wolves don't get another point this season. They are safe in my humblest opinion. That's enough. That's enough to keep you up. 22 points. Well done, Wolves.
Do you need a wee?
I need something.
I'm going to go through the full-time scores. So if you need a break.
Oh yeah, Chris is going to go through the full-time scores a lot quicker than the fans at the King Power last night.
That's saying something. Right, let's just catch up here on all the full-time scores. So that's it. Bottom three, all conceded 4, and we're all going straight back down. Probably. Right. Earlier on today, Everton 2, Manchester United 2. Bournemouth 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. Arsenal 0, West Ham United 1. Fulham 0, Palace 2. Ipswich 1, Spurs 4. Southampton 0, Brighton 4. Villa and Chelsea obviously going to be kicking off later today. Right, let me just see if I can get. There we go. Scottish Premier League. Hibernian beat Celtic 2-1 earlier. Aberdeen 1, Kilmarnock 0. Dundee United 1, Motherwell 0. Rangers losing at the moment. Now, that's not full time yet, but they're in the 99th minute. Rangers 0, St Mirren 2. So, a bit like Liverpool, Rangers couldn't take advantage of. It's a bit like Arsenal with Liverpool drawing. Rangers couldn't take advantage of Celtic losing, and they're losing 2-0. Ross County 3, Dundee United 1. Championship: Derby County 0, Millwall 1. Plymouth 1, Cardiff 1, Sunderland 0, Hull City 1. There were all the kickoffs earlier. And it was Coventry City 2, Preston North End 1, Norwich City 4, Stoke City 2, Portsmouth 2, QPR 1, Swansea City 3, Blackburn Rovers 0, West Bromwich Albion 2, Oxford United 0. League 1, we've got Reading 0, Birmingham 0, and Rotherham 0, Barnsley 1 from earlier. We've got Blackpool 3, Crawley Town 1. Oh, my God, just looked over at the telly and the show in Leicester, Brentford. Blackpool 3, Crawley 1. Bolton 2, Leyton Orient 1. Cambridge 2, Stockport County 0. Charlton 0, Exeter 3. Huddersfield 0, Peterborough United 1. Lincoln 0, Burton 1. Northampton 2, Bristol Rovers 1. Shrewsbury 0, Stevenage 1. Wickham 0, Wigan 0. League 2, Crewe 3, Barrow 0, Morecambe 0, Walsall 2 from earlier, and then it's Accrington 1, Doncaster 2, Bradford City 2, Milton Keynes Dons 0, Bromley 2, Harrogate 0, Carlisle United 0, Gillingham 1. Don't think a point's going to be enough there. Colchester 1, AFC Wimbledon 1, Grimsby 2, Fleetwood Town 1. Newport County had a player sent off 0, Cheltenham Town 3, Notts County 2, Tranmere Rovers 1, Port Vale 2, Salford City 1, and Swindon 1, Chesterfield 0. Those are all the full-time scores. I don't know whether Brad is back or not. I don't think Brad is back. I want you back. I want you back for good. Ronald, I wouldn't be surprised if Paddy Power start paying out now. If you bet on all 3 sides promoted to go down again this season, it's that bad, isn't it? It's not good. It's not good at all. Right, let me try and get the tables up for you, and I'll show you what the tables are looking like. Well, Brad will be back in a minute because he's just flushed the toilet.
Yeah, just drowned my sorrows and flushed them down the toilet. Chris, brilliant news. Great news, everybody. I mean, but Brentford cost me 3 points by only scoring 4, and I went 5-0. Everton did get me a point as well. I know you got 3 in that, Chris. Bournemouth let me down. Tottenham got me a point. Arsenal let me down. Fulham lost to Crystal Palace, didn't they?
Yes.
They let me down. But great news, everybody. Guess who went Southampton 0, Brighton 4?
You?
That's the only thing I can cheer all day. I just want to drown myself in a bathroom. What?
Let me have a look and see what I managed to do. So I went Leicester 2, Brentford 1, so I got no points there.
Chris, you went Everton 2, Man U 1.
No.
Yeah. Everton 2, Man United 1. That's in the group chat. You went 2-1.
Hang on a second.
No, there's no hang on a second. Look at the screen. Chris, Leicester till I die. Game week 26. Everton 2, Manchester United 1.
Well, I'm just showing this here.
You made a boo-boo, Chris.
No. Hang on.
Yeah, he did. He's scamming it, folks. He's scamming it. He's rigging it, and he's not paying me in a brown envelope.
Right, look at this. Because I put them in again yesterday before the
Doesn't
kickoff.
matter, Chris. No, sorry. Doesn't matter. This was after your message saying, I will post these after I get home from holiday due to holiday on Friday. That is the one I will taking your points from. You went Everton 2, Manchester United 1.
No, I won't.
Yes, you will, mate. I'm not giving you any more points for that. You can't correct them afterwards. You put that in. You've put them in. You didn't tell me. That's wrong. See, cheating. Cheat. Exposed. I mean, I'm going to give you.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, well, Chris, you need to be careful with your predictions, mate, or delete them when you put them in, because I would have gone off the original post you went off. I'm sorry. VAR, I'm going to take 10 minutes to look at it. I think I should go off the original one because it was straight after you saying that.
See, it
wasn't yours. I was just winding you up. It was Craig's because he put LTID on it. I just wanted to wind you up. It was Craig. No, you got you got the Ipswich one wrong, and you got a point for Brighton. You didn't get anything for Fulham, nothing for Arsenal, nothing for Bournemouth. So you got 4 points, I think. Yeah, 1 for the Brighton, 3 for the Everton, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
It's because I saw the LTID TV. I think I bet I could stitch him up here, and I was like, "Hey, look, it says LTID." After that, it was Chris, but no, it was Craig.
See you next Tuesday.
But yeah,
So how many points did you get?
I'm about as cut adrift as you are, mate. I got a point for the Leicester game, a point for the Everton game, a point for the Tottenham game, and then 3 points for the Brighton game. So I've got 6 points. But I'm about as cut adrift from you as Leicester are from top of the league. So Yeah.
Well, can I just say, I mean, if it's not bad enough, the channel I was watching are just showing the Leicester Brentford game in its entirety. Anyway, here's the top of the Premier League. Liverpool 61, Arsenal second, Forest third, Man City fourth, Bournemouth fifth, Chelsea sixth. Obviously, Villa, Chelsea take a play later today. At the bottom, West Ham on 30 points now, safe. Wolves on 22. You think are safe.
Mm-hmm.
Ipswich Town on 17. Is that updated? That on 22 points for Wolves?
Yes, they're on 19. Yeah.
Leicester City on 17, Southampton on 16. So that's the Premier League table. I think the three that have come out are definitely going down, don't you?
Yeah, 100%.
So let's have a look at the Championship table. Leeds United 72, Sheffield United 70, Burnley 68. Well, in the playoffs, Burnley, Sunderland, West Brom and Blackburn Rovers just hanging in there, dropping a place to 6th, though. Coventry a point off that in 7th, Bristol City in 8th. At the bottom, Luton, Derby, Plymouth are still the bottom three and look like they're going down. Cardiff, Hull, Stoke above them. If we look at League One, we could be there soon, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
And it's not showing me the table anyway. So there we go. Table. There we go. Birmingham top, 70. Wickham second. And then you got Wrexham, Stockport, Huddersfield, Leyton Orient, Charlton, and Bolton in 8th. And at the bottom, looking like they're going down, Cambridge United with 26. It's tight at the bottom. Shrewsbury 27, Crawley Town 29, Burton 32. And very, very quickly, just to have a look at League Two, you got Walsall at the top, Doncaster second, Wimbledon third, then in the playoffs, Notts County, Bradford City, Port Vale, Crewe, Alexandra. Only a point off that are Grimsby. Down and looking like they're going out, it's Carlisle at 23, Morecambe on 26. But then Tranmere and Accrington and Harrogate aren't out of it yet. Not saying that it didn't go for us, Brad, but you know, it didn't really go for us, did it?
No, it didn't, and it's kind of unsurprising because inevitably, our luck, if you want to call it that, was always going to run out. We had it last year as well, Chris. You remember?
Sorry, I can't watch this whole fucking match again.
No, but you remember last year in the Championship, we were very fortunate, Chris, the position we found ourselves in, because it's happening to Chelsea, which is kind of a little bit funny. But that second half season of the season was relegation form. And we were lucky. We were so good in that first half of the season to be so far clear that we ended up having enough just about to get us over the line and win the Championship. This year, fortunes have not been so kind to us. We didn't get any form of momentum, and any sort of morale boosting win was chucked away within the next 3 weeks of playing. You know what, Chris? I can't believe I'm going to say this, and I say it a little bit tongue-in-cheek and that, but I'm almost relieved, Chris. I'm almost relieved because now I can watch us play. Who is it we've got next? West Ham. West Ham. I can watch us play that and just go, it's okay. We won't be playing them next season because we'll be down. And even if we win, it'd be nice. We'll have something nice to talk about on here, but I won't be thinking, oh, that's it, we're going to start, because I just know what happens. We'll lose the next 4 or 10 or 8. So at least now I don't have anything holding on to give me false hope with Wolves being 5 points clear. If a miracle happens, then I'll be the first to get back on the hype train and lose all hope again.
No, just to say to everybody, there's no prediction league next Thursday because we're actually playing West Ham.
Yeah, good, because I need to. In fact, can you send me a message asking me what game we last did so I can go back and check results and get it all up to date, ready for the following week? Obviously,
Yeah.
I'll include this week in the midweeks, but I think I'm a few. No, why would you after 12 games go, well, that's our season, let's prepare for next season? No, I think you bring him in because two reasons. A, you're hoping the new manager bounce comes in, new style, and he's going to change things up and he's going to somehow drag you over the line. And also B, due to some incompetence in our board and through more sheer dumb luck that our owners are able to afford Saul Goodman as a lawyer, if you know Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
You know
Oh, yes.
yeah. I know you will, Chris. But, we got away with it because it was an ingenious business by Rudkin in that sense. It was Saul Goodman being our lawyer that got us out of loopholes and points deductions. We actually haven't proverbially got a pot to piss in. I mean, right now, Chris, sack Rude bringing Sean Dyche to the end of the season, I would take it. Can the club afford to do it? I don't need to be a financial expert to take a wild stab in the dark and probably be right and saying absolutely fucking not. I think he was brought in because we blew our budget on a manager, realised our owners claimed they messed up in getting in the wrong bloke. Well, that concerns me even more that you panicked and brought him in if you were never convinced he was going to be the right man for the job anyway. And they realistically had enough to pay a guy for 18 months and not a 5-6 year contract.
Yeah. I just think, I wonder whether Top had the oh my God, it's Ruud van Nistelrooy at my club sort of thing, when he'd only really, well, all right, he'd won, well, he won 2 and drew 1, I think, and those 2 games were against Leicester. So I don't know what that says about him. Brad, are you free on Thursday, sir, for the watch along?
I should be. If anything changes, I'll let you know. But I usually am for a night game. I'm usually free.
Right. Okay.
If anything does change, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Then on Sunday we kick off at it's a 1:30 for a 2 o'clock kickoff against Chelsea. Are you okay for the watch along for that post match?
Yeah, I can do post match. I think I'm working till 1:30 next Sunday, so I'll just come on at post. I won't do.
Yeah, I do post for you because it's easier for your work and what have you.
Yeah, because I always, if I've ever got the time off, I always just let you know, don't I? Well,
Yeah.
actually, Sunday I might be working till 3:30, so I might not be. I'll double check my rotor and let you know.
Double check and let me know. Next Saturday, we've got a Nottingham Forest 12:30 versus Manchester City. Then we've only got 3 games: Brighton, Palace, and Liverpool. Is it worth doing one of these for 3 games? I mean, I'll tell you who it's played. Brighton, Fulham, Palace, Ipswich, Liverpool, Southampton.
No.
So you've only really got Ipswich in there, haven't you?
Yeah, and you know what, Chris? Even if Palace win, it's not our concern anymore. Our concern is us. No, I just don't.
No, that's fine, mate. Like you say, it's not like today. All our major rivals were playing, But Brad, thank you very much, sir.
It's been a
It
pleasure.
doesn't get any easier, does it?
No, it doesn't. Like I said, I wasn't getting 3 points from the top of the Ipswich game, so couldn't they have given Bournemouth one of their goals? But it is what it is, mate.
Yeah. And also Monday night, of course, Talking Balls.
Oh yeah, quarter past. Is my slot going to get changed weekly? Or is it set slots for that?
It might change by 15 minutes.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. What I'm probably going to do is change you from whatever time you had and make you the last game, because yours is the longest game. And I've, funnily enough, not being sarcastic here, but you've got the one where you've got to think more about the top, you know, top 10.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that is why. So I'm not having a go at you, but that's why yours. And the first one was very much a trial in it and see how it goes. But yeah, so Monday night for that as well. We're gonna have a laugh because it's so fucking shit, isn't it?
Yeah, if we don't laugh, we'll cry, mate. So I'd rather laugh than
Yeah.
Right,
I'm going to go and have a takeaway and stuff myself. Mate, thank you very much. Have a good weekend. Say hi to Jess, and I will see you Monday night.
Yeah, see you Monday night. Take care, everybody.
Cheers. Thanks a lot, Brad. Thanks so much.
Buddy.
Cheers, buddy. Let me just try and... there we go. Thank you to Brad. And we will be, like I say, back tomorrow. No, we won't. It's Sunday. We might be back tomorrow. We might do a special. I don't think we will, but there we go. Who knows? Who knows? This is football. Thanks to everybody. Like, share, subscribe. As always, do it all. And I will see you. Well, why not click that notification bell? Then you'll know when I'm going to be turning up. Take care. Have a good weekend. Thanks for watching.